head coach of the Houston Cougars, Kelvin Sampson. Coach, last time this season, what are you getting with Florida tonight?
They've got an elite player. Best player in the Southeastern Conference was Walter Clayton Jr. Just like the other night, the best player in the ACC was Cooper Flagg. This guy's had over 30 most of his tournament games. Elite level scorer, elite level shooter, and elite basketball IQ. He takes advantage of kids that have any relaxation in them. He's ready to pounce. Loves going left, can shoot really good going right. And then the other thing is they've got 4 big guys, 2 4s and 2 5s. They play 1 4 and 1 5 at all times. Great size, 6'11", 7'1", 6'10", 6'10". Great offensive rebounders. Their size is a big factor. Clayton's a big factor. Offensively, this is probably the best overall offensive team we've seen when you combine scoring, shooting, and offensive rebounding.
Coach, appreciate the time. Best of luck.
Okay, thanks, Jeremy.
Kelvin Sampson, head coach of the Houston Cougars, stopping by the State Farm pregame show, starting lineups and tip-off. When we return, this is Houston Sports Network from Learfield.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Ford and Texas go hand in hand. It's the only way to drive across the promised land.
Hand in hand. In a Ford SUV, it means traveling the road together. Whether the highway is smooth or the road gets rough, Ford SUVs offer the technology, capability, and the confidence to see you through. And that's why we say,
Ford is the best in Texas.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, don't mess with Texas, means we gotta step up, walk the walk, do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all the roads we travel, and all of our traditions, for all us Texans, don't mess with Texas means don't litter. Brought to you by the Texas Department of Transportation.
At King Ranch Ag and Turf, we bring you over a century of John Deere expertise. Proudly serving the greater Houston area, for your lawn, land, business, or job site, Deere equipment is built to last. And our dedicated team is committed to helping you find the best fit at the best price. Visit your preferred Houston John Deere dealer today or visit us online at kingranchagturf.com. King Ranch Ag and Turf, built on tradition, driven by excellence.
On the Houston Sports Network from Learfield.
Sharp driving, right side of the lane, Sharp to the hoop, misses, Tugler, the tip is good.
Keep fighting. We're not going out like that. That was the message.
Proctor, the front end of the 1-and-1, off the back iron, rebounds loose, loose ball foul on Flag. Loose ball foul on Flag, it's Cougar ball. It's Cougars at the line, makes them both. The Cougars have their first lead of the second half. Into the lane, left elbow jumper is short, no good, rebound Malik Wilson. Wilson gives it over to Sharp, Sharp to Cryer. Cryer is fouled with 2.5 to go. Kick back to Proctor. Proctor, the fadeaway heave. No good. And the Cougars win. Houston is headed to their third national championship game in program history as they stun Duke.
Houston Cougar basketball is on the air. Brought to you by Cabo Bob's Burritos. Homemade tortillas make better burritos. Visit CaboBobs.com to place an order for lunch, dinner, or catering. Drew DeSilva, your local realtor. Drew DeSilva is proud to be the official realtor of University of Houston Athletics. Texas Department of Transportation. Don't mess with Texas. SeatGeek, the official ticket marketplace of Houston Athletics. Find tickets to Houston games and more. SeatGeek. And by The Joint Chiropractic, the official chiropractor of Houston Athletics. It's the NCAA National Championship. The Cougars, the Gators. Here's the voice of Houston Cougars basketball, Jeremy Branham.
A national championship is on the line. Houston and Florida from the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. Alongside the Big E Elvin Hayes, I'm Jeremy Branham. Happy to have you with us on the final Monday night of the college basketball season. Let's give you the starting lineups. First for the Florida Gators. Florida 35-4 on the year. They finished SEC play at 14-4 on the season. Their point guard's a 6'3 senior from Lake Wells, Florida, Walter Clayton Jr. Clayton averaging 18.5 points a game. The AP All-American first-team selection, SEC first-team selection, fifth in the SEC in points, had 34 in the win over Auburn, had back-to-back 30-point games in the Elite Eight or later, first one to do that since Larry Bird. 702 points, a single-season Florida record. 123 points is a tournament record for Florida as well. He's joined in the backcourt by the 6'4 senior from Fairburn, Georgia, Will Richard. Richard's the Belmont transfers, averaging just over 13 points a game, 4.5 rebounds a game. Out on the wing, the third guard, 6'2 grad student from Summit, Mississippi's Elijah Martin. Martin averaging just over 14.5 points, just over 4.5 rebounds, the FAU transfer. Down low, the 6'11 sophomore from Perth, Australia's Alex Condon. Condon, 10.5 points, 7.5 rebounds, sixth best in the SEC. He was also eighth in the SEC in blocks with just under 1.5 a game. And then their big man down low, the 6'10 sophomore from Nigeria, Ruben Chinyulu. Chinyulu, the Washington State transfer, a product from the NBA Academy in Africa. Lists Akeem Olajuwon as one of 4 people he would love to have dinner with. It's an idol of his. And Akeem Olajuwon, of course, in the building. 6 points, 6.5 rebounds for Chinyulu on the year. Head coach for Florida is Todd Golden. He's in his 6th year overall, 132 lifetime victories. He's in his 3rd year at Florida, 75 wins and 33 losses. Played at St. Mary's, was the head coach at San Francisco for 3 years prior to taking over the Florida job. Now the starting lineup for the Houston Cougars, 35-4 on the year, 19-1 in the Big 12. The point guards, the 6'4 junior from Las Vegas, Milos Uzan, 11.5 points, just under 4.5 assists a game. Joined in the backcourt by the 6'1 grad student from Morton Ranch, LJ Cryer. Cryer, the third-team All-American, averaging just over 15.5 points a contest. The third guard, 6'3 junior from Tampa, Florida's Emmanuel Sharp. Sharp, the Big 12 tournament most outstanding player, the Midwest region most outstanding player, averages just under 13 points a game. Down low, the 6'8 grad student from the Virgin Islands, Jawan Roberts, 149 lifetime victories, the winningest Cougar of all time, just over 10.5 points, right at 6.5 rebounds a game. And rounding out the starting 5, the 6'8", 230-pound sophomore from Cy Falls, JoJo Tugler, 5.5 points, just under 6 rebounds a game, and right at 2 blocks a contest on the season. The head coach for the Houston Cougars is Kelvin Sampson, year 36 overall, has 799 lifetime victories. He's in year 11 in Houston, where he has 299 wins. The officials for tonight's game, Ron Groover, Doug Sermons, and Terry Oglesby. It's Houston and it's Florida, Big E, for the national title. What are the keys? What do the Cougars have to do well?
Well, I think the Cougs have to really focus on defense tonight. I think that they got to pick them up and they got to stay with them and block them off once they shoot the ball or once they try to shoot the ball. They have to stay with them. And then they have to rebound. They have to offense and defensive rebound. And they have to be tough all the way. They have to be passing the ball, good passes. They have to make good basketball plays.
Florida, the third best rebounding team in the country, nearly 42 a game. Their rebounding margin greater than 8.5. And the Cougars are a good offensive rebounding team. They average 12.7 a year. Florida averages 13.9. So that will be imperative tonight between Houston and Florida. Again, for Florida, it's Clayton, Richard, Martin, Condon, Chinyulu. For the Houston Cougars, it's Uzan, Cryer, Sharp, Roberts, and Tugler. Florida bench across the floor to our right. Florida's in their blue uniforms with the orange numbers, letters, white trim. The Houston Cougars are back in their white uniforms with Houston and script letters across the chest in scarlet. It is loud inside of the Alamo Dome.
Yes.
Houston faithful has turned out.
It filled up pretty quickly.
JoJo Tugler at 6'8", Ruben Chinyulu at 6'10". Groover heads towards the logo, waiting for the go-ahead. Listen to this crowd in San Antonio tonight. All right, here we go. Groover heads between the two big men. Clears some space between the two. One dribble. Toss into the air. Tugler wins the tip, and we're underway from the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. It is the national championship game. Cougars move it left to right in the opening half. Uzan dribbles it over to the right sideline, sends it into the post for Roberts. Roberts will face up. Now Roberts backing it in. Roberts against Condon. Roberts spins baseline. The right hand rattles out. Tugler tips it out of bounds. And it's Florida basketball after the Roberts miss. Roberts going with that right hand. Of course, he's left-handed.
Yeah, I know he used that right an awful lot, but hey, we need to use that left.
Yeah, they were trying to take away his left, cheating on that side, so he went with the right and rattled out. Clock's messed up. It's at 194, so.
Oh, wow.
There they go, 1940, and we're good. So Florida basketball, first time that Walter Clayton Jr. touches it tonight. And Emmanuel Sharp will draw the assignment. Shovel it back to Condon. Hands it off to Richard. Richard back to Clayton. Clayton off the screen left to right. Right wing Condon. Back up top Clayton. Clayton one dribble. Launches a three. It's way off the mark. Hits off the iron and bounces over to the Cougar bench. Houston ball.
And Emmanuel played him really well. He got to stay with him like that all night.
So Cougars' second possession, no score, 19:24 to go in the first.
Here comes a score here.
Uzan into the front court, picked up by Martin. Uzan lobs it to Tugler at the logo. Tugler puts it on the bounce. Tugler spins around the defender. Tugler to the hoop. The right hand teardrop is good. Tugler opens up the Cougars scoring as Houston strikes first 2-0. 19:05 to go in the first. Tugler spun around the defender. Over to the left wing, Condon. Condon left to right. Dribble handoff right side. Richard bounce pass Condon underneath on the baseline right block. Condon, here comes the double team. Picks up the dribble. Condon lobs it outside left wing. Catch and shoot. Martin three. Off the back iron. No. Rebounded by Uzan for Houston. Uzan into the front court. Right sideline Sharp. Sharp has Clayton on him. Now back to the logo for Uzan. Uzan backs it away to midcourt. Uzan wants the screen. Uzan off the Tugler screen, snakes through the double team, right wing, hands it off to Sharp. Sharp launches a right wing three, that's too strong. No offensive rebound, Tugler kicks it out to Cryer. He'll launch a straight on three, that's way off the mark. Tugler tips it up high, Roberts tips it to Sharp. Sharp has it for Houston, Sharp through the lane, Sharp off the glass, no. Had it blocked, thought he got fouled, no call. And Chinyulu the rebound. Quickly ahead to Clayton, underneath to Condon, who slams it home for two.
Yeah, we got to get back and pick up our man.
Tied at 2, 18 minutes left to go first half. Uzan Cryer right of the logo Sharp. Now to Uzan. Sideline right side. Uzan on the bounce, picks up the dribble, lobs it up top. Roberts, Condon went for the steal, knocks it free. Uzan chases it down in the backcourt. 11 to shoot. Uzan into the front court, left wing. Uzan hesitation dribble. Uzan trying to get inside. The runner from the left baseline off the glass for two. Cougars back in front 4-2. 17:35 to play the first. Into the front court. Quickly ahead, Condon. Condon is fouled from behind by Roberts. Cougars didn't get back, like you mentioned.
No, Roberts kind of walking back, looking back, and his man is in front of him running. He got to focus on defense.
That's the first on Roberts' first team foul since Condon, a 60% free throw shooter to the line to shoot two. Florida loves to run. They'll run on made shots, too.
Yes.
So you got to get back no matter what. You can't get complacent after a made shot.
No, you can't, and that's what Roberts was doing. He was running with his back to his man.
Condon, first of two, is good. 4-3. 4 for Condon. 17.5 to go in the first. It's a 1-point Houston lead. Condon gets the basketball back from Groover. Deep breath. One bounce, a second bounce, a third bounce. And now his second free throw. That one's good. It ties the game at 4. 4-piece, 17 and a half to go in the first. Martin with a little bit of pressure on the inbound. Cougars lob it into Cryer. And Cryer will walk it into the front court. Hands it off to Uzan now, left of the logo. Uzan finds Cryer right wing. Cryer on the bounce. Cryer step back, ball fake, gives it to Roberts. Fakes the handoff. Roberts, the left hand from the lane, off the mark, no good. Rebound is loose. It's on the floor. It's wrestled away by Florida. Outlet to Clayton. Clayton into the front court. Hands it off to Richard. Richard into the post. And a holding foul on Tugler. That's his first, team second.
Oh, we can't pick up those fouls. We got to play and not pick up fouls early in the game.
17:02 left to go in the first half, tied at 4. Clayton will inbound baseline right side. Sharp will defend the inbound. Sometimes the Cougars will defend it with a post. Clayton lobs it right wing to Martin. Ball fake, driving. Martin to the hoop. Tried the slam. It's blocked by Tugler. Gets the rebound. Roberts rebounds it, or blocks it this time. And then the rebound deflects out of bounds. Last touch by Martin.
Great defense by Tugler and Roberts.
Tugler with the first slam. Martin got it back, and then Roberts blocked it. Martin went for a poster. He had a big slam in their win against Auburn. He had visions of that again. Cougar ball tied at 4, 16:47 in the first. Left wing Cryer. Cryer off the screen. Pocket pass Tugler. The left hand off the glass for 2. JoJo Tugler with a bucket.
JoJo is really playing.
16 and a half to go in the first. Cougars up 2, 6-4. Here's Clayton. Hesitation. Passes it inside. The slam. Chinulo with his dunk. Tugler and Chinulo that time crashed after the slam.
Yeah.
It's accidental. Chinulo made the dunk to tie it at 6, and then as he was getting back up the floor, they collided, he and Tugler.
Yeah.
Tugler's a little worse for wear here.
I don't know.
Maybe got the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah.
I mean, Chinulo's a big man, just kind of dipped right into him. So Francis will check in for Tugler. Francis, 6'8", senior from New Orleans, just over 5 points, just over 4 rebounds. A couple of changes for Florida. Michael Hanlogton, a 7'1" junior from North Carolina, is into the game, 2.5 points, 5 rebounds, as is Thomas Houck, 6'9" sophomore from Pennsylvania. Francis has it up high for Houston. Fakes the handoff, puts it on the bounce. Francis driving to the basket, close the dunk. Rebound Roberts, though. The left hand is short. Francis the tip, no. And the rebound bounces outside to Florida.
Wow.
Clayton into the front court, loses the handle. Cryer picks up the loose ball. Cryer's going to take a pull-up right wing three. It's off the back iron. Roberts bats it outside to Uzan. Uzan to Sharp. He'll try a straight-on three. That's off the left side of the iron, no good. And the rebound to Richard for Florida.
Boy, the
quickly
guy,
ahead, Hanlogton underneath for the layup. Didn't get back again.
Roberts is not getting back to pick up his man.
8-6 Florida leads, under 15 and a half to go in the first.
He got to get back and pick up his man.
Uzan to Sharp. Sharp wants to go baseline, spins away, fade away, 15-footer is good, and it ties the game at 8. Cougars had missed their last 4 shots prior to that. But Sharp knocks it down to tie the game at 8. Neither team has hit a 3 so far. Florida 0 for 2, Houston 0 for 4. Clayton has it between the rings, throws it left side, throws it out of bounds. He threw it behind Martin, and it's a Florida turnover.
Yes.
So a Florida turnover will give the Cougars the basketball, but first a timeout. 4 ties, 1 lead change already. We're less than 5 minutes into the national title game. 15:05 left to play, first half. Houston and Florida tied at 8. Cougar basketball when we return as you listen to Houston basketball from Learfield.
H-Town! SaberCats Rugby is back in action. Experience it live in 2025 at SaberCats Stadium on Saturday nights. SaberCats Rugby is your team for tackles, scrums, lineouts, and tries, all with no helmets and no pads. The international sport is in your backyard, just 10 minutes from downtown Houston off of 288 and Airport. Be part of the sellout crowds as the Major League Rugby season kicks off February through June. Get your tickets now at HoustonSaberCats.com. That's HoustonSaberCats.com.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, don't mess with Texas, means we gotta step up, walk the walk, do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all the roads we travel, and all of our traditions, for all us Texans, don't mess with Texas means don't litter. Brought to you by the Texas Department of Transportation.
Tied at 8 early, 8 apiece, 15:05 left to go in the first half. 4 ties, 1 lead change. It'll be Cougar basketball coming out of the timeout, but before they do, let's pause for station identification along the Houston Sports Network. This broadcast of the NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Championship is authorized under broadcast rights granted by the NCAA through Westwood One. It is intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the NCAA and Westwood One is strictly prohibited. Tied at 8, 15:05 to go first half. Cougars, Big E, 4 for 13 to start this game, 0 for 4 from 3. Florida 3 for 7, 0 for 2 from 3. The Cougars right now not finding those shots, especially the deep balls.
Well, they got their shots, but the whole thing is Roberts got to run down the floor with his man, with his eyes on his man. He cannot run and kind of lolly down. He got to play him.
Uzan, Cryer, Sharp, Roberts, Francis, the 5 for Houston. Denzel Aberdeen, the junior from Orlando's into the game for the first time. He defends Uzan as he brings it across. Handoff Roberts, right sideline. Sharp now to Uzan. Uzan right of the logo, lobs it to Cryer. Cryer finds the roller. Francis, the right-hand slam! A monster jam from Javier Francis.
That was a monster. Wow.
10-8 Houston, 14:41 to go in the first. Right wing Clayton. Clayton the ball fake. Fires it inside. Stripped by Cryer, but it's back to Handlocked. Sends it to Martin. Left wing Hauk. He'll launch a 3. It's well short. Francis the rebound. Got pushed, no call. But he saves it to Cryer. Cryer finds the trailer. Sharp. He'll launch a right wing 3. It's too strong, no. Hauk the rebound. And Aberdeen gets it from the outlet. Aberdeen to the front court, now to Clayton. Clayton off the screen. He'll launch a 3. That's way off the mark. Offensive rebound, Hauk, and he slams it home for 2.
Roberts did not block him out. He is out at half court instead of getting back in there to block him out.
Tied at 10, 14 minutes to go in the first. Left of the logo, Roberts hands it off to Cryer. Cryer left to right. Bounce pass to Roberts. Roberts has Hauk defending. Roberts will face up. Roberts looking to go baseline, spins inside. The ball fake turns, spins again. The left hand, too strong, no. And the rebound tipped out of bounds, last touch by Florida. Sermons is running over to the baseline to talk to Groover. They're having a conversation.
Now this is...
Sermons just changed the call. So Gator ball after the reversal of the call. Terrence Arsenault into the game for Emmanuel Sharp. Arsenault, the sophomore from Beaumont United, just over 6.5, just under 3 rebounds. And JoJo Tugler back into the game for Roberts. Roberts 0 for 4 to start.
Yeah, and you know, he got to really think defense. He got to play defense. This man has scored 6 points.
Aberdeen to Hauk, top of the key, Handlockton. Hands it off to Clayton. Clayton left to right, fires it to the left wing to Aberdeen. Kicks it out to Hauk. Hauk the ball fake, wants to drive. Hauk to the basket, had it stripped away, and the loose ball picked up by Arsenault.
Great D.
Arsenault to Uzan. Uzan to Cryer left wing. Cryer wants the screen, uses it left to right. Cryer off the dribble, straight on 3. It's an air ball. Arsenault tried to save it, but it hit the baseline.
Air ball, wow.
Cryer just launched it after the Arsenault tried to save it, but he was on the baseline, and he shot it up anyways, and he hit one from about 35 feet. Cryer 0 for 3. Cougars 0 for 6 from downtown to start. hand locked in's going to leave as Condon returns. Malik Wilson's first minutes of the game, 6'3" grad student from Rayville. Nope, he's not coming in.
Wow.
They told him to, and then they pulled him back. So Florida ball, 13-12 to go in the half. We're tied at 10. Clayton into the front court off the screen. Picks up the dribble. Sends it up top to Houck. Back to Clayton. Clayton off the screen, left to right, right wing. Tugler switches up on him. Clayton wants the screen again. Clayton sends it left wing. Houck back to Clayton. Clayton from way downtown over Tugler. Off the hill, no good. Francis tips the rebound to himself. Outlet to Cryer. Cryer to Uzan, left sideline. Uzan puts it on the deck. Uzan off the Tugler screen, left to right, top of the key. Uzan gets Clayton inside on him. Or Tugler has Clayton on him. Can't get it to him, though. Now to Cryer, back left to the logo, Uzan. Uzan on the bounce. Uzan a crossover. Uzan gets switched up with the big man. Uzan left elbow, teardrop, gets it to fall. And Uzan gives the Cougars the lead again. 12-10 Houston with 12:20 left to play in the half. Clayton to Houck. Houck to Aberdeen, right wing. Aberdeen up top, Condon fakes the handoff, keeps it, spins away from traffic. Now hands it off to Clayton. Clayton to Houck, quickly inside. Oh, Condon traveled. He shuffled his feet and gets called for the walk.
They got it.
Turnover, Florida. Houck will leave the game. Chinyulu will return. Cryer will get a breather. Wilson takes his spot. And Jawan Roberts comes in for Francis.
But Roberts got to play D, though. The better D.
Cougars up 2, 12 minutes to go in the half. Uzan into the front court. Uzan dribbles left. Uzan uses the Tugler screen. Still left wing. They hedge it. Top of the key to Tugler. Tugler dribble handoff to Arsenault. They switch that for a moment. Now Clayton recovers. Arsenault looking to attack. Loses the handle, but chases down the loose ball. 7 to shoot. Arsenault still holding on to it. Gives it to Wilson, 3 to shoot. Wilson hesitation dribble. Wilson left elbow 3. Too strong, no. And it's rebounded by Condon for Florida. Not a good look.
No, that was not a good look.
Clayton right wing Richard looking to go over the top. Uzan tips it away. Arsenault saves it. Arsenault saves it to Uzan.
Defensive play there.
Uzan into the front court for Houston, right of the logo. Uzan the cross. Uzan dribbles right. Uzan fires it left corner to Arsenault. Catch and shoot 3. Too strong, no. Rebound loose, picked up by Clayton. Clayton into the front court. Cougars 0 for 7 from 3.
Yeah.
Clayton off the screen between the rings. Fires it left wing Condon. Condon on the deck to the right elbow. Sends it to Aberdeen right wing. Aberdeen on the dribble. Off the Condon screen. Cougars switch. Aberdeen a fadeaway right elbow. Left elbow jumper. No good. Rebound tipped over to Roberts, and Roberts secures it for Houston. Hands it off to Uzan. Florida's went 3-15 without scoring.
Wow.
And the Cougars only up by 2. Uzan at the logo. Off the Roberts screen, lobs it to Roberts, top of the key. Roberts the crossover, driving inside, left hand leader gets it to fall. Roberts has his first bucket.
That was a good play by Roberts on that.
Aberdeen quickly into the front court. Cougars up by 4, 10:25 to play. Aberdeen had it tipped away but chases it down. Left sideline up top to Condon. Condon the handoff to Clayton, tipped away by Tugler. They call a foul on Tugler on the reach. Not a great idea by Tugler.
Oh yeah, that was terrible play.
He went if he saw the ball.
Went out on the floor to commit that foul.
Yeah, you don't want Tugler picking up his foul out there, and that's his second.
Not on that.
So Tugler picks up his second foul at the 10:18 mark.
Yeah.
And might have to sit for the rest of the half. Going for the reach.
Yeah.
35 feet from the hoop. 10:18 left to go in the first half. Houston leads 14-10. Florida hasn't scored in nearly 4 minutes. They'll have the basketball looking to break the drought when we return. This is Cougar basketball from Learfield.
Hey there, Coug fans. Looking for good times and colder beer? Look no further than Little Woodrow's, the official game day headquarters of the Houston Cougars. With multiple Houston locations and everyday specials, there's no better place for a Coug to kick back and enjoy some tasty eats and a few drinks. Enjoy our indoor and outdoor games, sports, and neighborhood bar atmosphere. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram to stay up to date with our upcoming events. Who's Bar? Cougs Bar. Little Woodrow's, your favorite local backyard bar.
If you feel like you're getting dunked on by your current electricity provider, Rhythm Energy is here to help. They're bringing good energy to the Cougar Nation by offering 100% green electricity plans. And after you sign up for their Go Cougs 12 plan, you'll get $100 in bill credits. Go to gotrhythm.com/UH for this deal. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Welcome back to the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. Elvin Hayes, Jeremy Branham with you. Hey, U of H fans, the 2025 basketball season is here. Plenty of baseball for you to watch. SeatGeek is here to help you experience all the action. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets. You can be part of all the courtside celebrations this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Houston basketball games or to any other live event in Houston, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of Houston Athletics. Most disruptive idea in ticketing. A ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek. Cougars 7 for 21 from the floor, 33%, 0 for 7 from 3. Florida's 4 for 12 from the floor, 33%, 0 for 5 from 3. Florida has not scored in nearly 4 minutes. What have you noticed here, Big E? A little over 9 minutes into this one.
Well, I'm noticing that, the Cougs are playing much better D, and they're forcing them to take long outside shots, and especially, Proctor, he's trying to really shoot that ball way out. So, hey, they are playing great D, the Cougs are.
10:18 to go. Cougars will send a 5 back on the floor of Cryer, Wilson, Arsenault, Roberts, and Francis. Tugler picked up his second as we went to break. Going for the reach. Aberdeen will inbound for Florida. He's joined on the floor by Richard, Martin, Condon, and Chinyelu. Pass to Martin, picked off by Wilson. Wilson to the basket, right hand off the glass for 2. A pick 6 from Malik Wilson.
That was a good play by Malik Wilson.
Pride and joy of Rayville, Louisiana.
Yes.
Gives the Cougars a 6-point lead as we go under 10 minutes to go in the first. Aberdeen at the logo. Aberdeen between the rings, sends it over to the right wing. Aberdeen top of the key, Chinyelu, dribble handoff to Martin. Martin left to right, up top Condon, a wide open look for 3. Off the hill, no good. Rebound hits the deck, it's loose, it's on the floor. Florida has it. Underneath, Chinyelu kicks it out left corner to Richard. He'll launch a left corner 3, and he hits it over Roberts. First points for Florida in over 4.5 minutes, and it cuts the Cougar lead in half, 16-13. Second chance points there for the Gators.
Yes.
They've outscored the Cougars 5-0 in that category. 16-13 Houston. Right corner Cryer looking to go baseline. Cut off, finds Francis underneath. Francis wants to post up on the block right side. Turns, spins, leans in with the left off the glass for 2.
Wow.
He faked one way, went the other.
Wow. He is really...
5-point Cougar lead. Richard off the dribble 3. Back-to-back threes by Richard. 18-16, Cougars by 2. 8:50 left to go in the first. Wilson into the front court, gives it off to Cryer.
Robert acting like he's tired.
Roberts to Cryer. Cryer into the post for Francis on the block left side. Francis faces up. Francis spins baseline. Ball fake. The left hand off the glass for 2. Xavier Francis on back-to-back possessions. 4-point lead, 2016 under 8.5 to play. Condon fakes the dribble handoff, gives it to Martin instead. Martin to Condon. Condon with Roberts defending. Condon to the elbow, to the right elbow. A little sloppy with a handle. It's loose. It's saved by Aberdeen to Condon. Between the rings, Richard. Richard wants the screen. Dribbles left, finds the roller, Condon. Condon, they traveled again. Condon walks again. Turnover, Florida. That's the 7th turnover for the Gators. Sharp will check in for Arsenault. Condon leaves the game for Florida. Halk returns. Chinyelu's out as well as Han Logton returns. 8:05 to go in the first. Cougars up by 4. Cryer into the front court, picked up by Aberdeen. Off the Roberts screen. Pocket pass for Roberts. Tough pass, couldn't handle it. Loose ball, Richard. Richard wants to run. Richard to the hoop. Wilson the block. Rebound tipped outside for Francis. Ahead to Cryer. Cryer shovels it back to Sharp. Sharp down the baseline. Blocked. And then Sharp tried to get the rebound, and he loses it out of bounds. Yeah. Sharp should have just let it go. You know, get blocked, that's fine. Good defense, tip your cap. But then Sharp went for the rebound, just could have let it go out of bounds. It would have been Houston ball there.
They should have.
So the Cougars had an opportunity, didn't get points, and then also lose possession after the Cougars got the turnover.
Yes.
7:42 left to play in the first. This is Cougar basketball from Learfield.
Progressive knows not all rides are smooth. Meet Sarah. She loves her motorcycle. What she doesn't love is when it suddenly rains. As she sits underneath a bridge waiting for it to stop, she grows quite fond of the graffiti on the overpass. She really likes the one with John Hart's Claire and wonders if they're still together. Not every ride is smooth, but Progressive has your back. Get an online quote in as little as 3 minutes and see if you can save with America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in D.C.
No matter where I travel, one thing remains the same. Everybody loves Ford here in the Lone Star State.
The best in Texas isn't just about being the best-selling trucks. It's about you and how Ford trucks help you be at your best every day, offering the technology and capability to handle whatever the day brings. And that's why we say,
Ford is the best in Texas.
At King Ranch Ag and Turf, we bring you over a century of John Deere expertise. Proudly serving the greater Houston area, for your lawn, land, business, or job site, Deere equipment is built to last. And our dedicated team is committed to helping you find the best fit at the best price. Visit your preferred Houston John Deere dealer today or visit us online at KingRanchAgTurf.com. King Ranch Ag and Turf, built on tradition, driven by excellence.
Welcome you back to the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. Alongside Elvin Hayes, Jeremy Branham with you. And the Cougars lead is 4, 20-16. It will be Gator basketball coming out of the timeout. Cougar basketball brought to you in part by King Ranch Ag and Turf. Strengthen your lineup this season with John Deere equipment from King Ranch Ag and Turf. If you need more speed, sign the quick-cutting Z-Track mower to your roster. Pick up some power with the Gator XUV and its 4,000-pound towing capacity. Or draft the versatile 1-Series tractor with the right combination of implements and attachments to get every job done. Stop by in-store or online at KingRanchAgTurf.com today. King Ranch Ag and Turf, built on tradition, driven by excellence. You can tell Emmanuel Sharp's mindset on that last possession, Big E, is that Houston has not shot the three well. They're 0 for 7. No. Sharp has missed 3, so he was trying to get to the basket.
Yeah.
But Hanlungton was there for the block, and then Sharp went for the loose ball, tipped it out of bounds. But it'd be nice to get one of these long balls to fall.
Yes, it would be. But we gotta get Roberts playing defense on. Clayton is back in there.
Clayton back on the floor for Florida. He's joined by Richard and Martin, Hauk, and then Hanlungton still in the game for Florida. For Houston, it is Sharp, Wilson, Cryer, Roberts, and Francis. Hauk with the basketball left wing, sends it to the top of the key for Hanlungton. He fakes the handoff, passes it inside. Martin slashing to the basket, lays it up and through. Florida cuts the Cougar lead in half, 20-18.
I don't know where our big man is that they can't get back off of that and go block the shot.
Wilson to Roberts at the elbow right side. Roberts wants to attack, spin move inside, and is fouled going up. Hauk got him. So Hauk fouls him, his first, team's first, and Jawan Roberts, a 63% free throw shooter, will head to the line to shoot 2. 7:13 to go in the first. 2-point Cougar lead, 20-18.
Did they count that one Malik stole?
Yeah. Roberts' first of 2 is good. 21-18, 3-point Cougar lead. One more for Roberts. Roberts takes his time, the lefty. Second free throw is short, rolls off the left side, and it's rebounded by Houck. Outlet to Clayton. 7:08 left to go in the first. Cougars by 3. Houck looking to lob it to Clayton. It wasn't there. Swinging around the horn, right wing to Richard. Richard to Houck, left wing. Handoff to Martin. Martin left to right between the rings. Roberts gets switched up on him. Martin off the screen. Now Francis switched up on him. Left sideline, Clayton. Clayton to Handlogton. Fires it right corner to Richard. Richard jabs right, goes left, sends into the post. Handlogton finds the cutting Houck. Had it blocked by Francis. That's a shot clock violation. Francis with the rejection.
Way to go.
The Cougar ball up 3, 6:41 to go in the half. Wilson, the inbound to Cryer, gives it right back to Wilson. Wilson dribbles it into the front court. Wilson to Cryer, right wing. Cryer dribbles it outside, right to left, driving. The up and under, kicks it out to Sharp, right wing for 3. Way off the mark.
Wow.
Rebounded by Florida. Richard with it. Richard to Clayton. Clayton into the front court. Clayton on the bounce. Hesitation dribble. Clayton to the left wing. Pass inside. Kicks it right back to Richard. Left corner 3. Buries it. Ties the game at 21. Richards 3 for 3 from downtown. Has 9 early points.
Yes.
6 minutes to go in the half. We're all square at 21 apiece. Cougars have missed their first 8 threes.
Wow.
Wilson into the front court. Wilson left wing. Hands it off to Cryer. Cryer back to the logo. A little bit of ball pressure from Richard. Cryer, pull up, straight on 3. Got it! LJ Cryer breaks the long drought. The 9th time the charm as the Cougars finally get a 3 to fall to put Houston back in front, 24-21. Houck driving. Houck to the basket, dumps it off underneath. Francis the rejection. Rebound Cryer. Ahead to Sharp. The lob for Wilson, who slams it home. Sharp the lob. Cougars go up high and down hard. Richard in transition. He gets tied up by Emmanuel Sharp. Great defense by Houston. Sharp tied up Richard as they went quick in transition, trying to beat the Cougars back, and Sharp tied them up. Arrow does belong to Florida. As Uzan returns for Sharp. Arsenault will check into the game for Francis. Cougars will go small here.
Wow.
See Francis with a blow. Tugler has 2 fouls.
Yeah, man. Francis was playing great.
Clayton inbound baseline left side. Gets it into Martin. Right back to Clayton. A fadeaway left corner 3. It's short. Rebound tipped outside to Cryer. Cryer has it for Houston, up by 5. 5:09 in the half. Cryer snakes through the double team. Fires it right corner. Wilson the ball fake. Sidestep. Launches a 3. Off the glass and in. He banked it in from the right wing. 29-21 Houston. 4:55 in the first half. Chinyelu hands it off to Martin. It's an 8-0 Cougar run. Now to Condon between the rings. Oh, he jump stepped. That should be a travel. It is. He travels again. Condon has traveled 3 times in this half. This Cougar defense has forced 9 turnovers. And Florida needs a timeout.
Yes.
Cougars are pumping up this pro Cougar crowd inside of the Alamo Dome. We'll take the timeout as well. 4:46 left to play. First half from the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. Cougars lead by 8, 29-21. Houston basketball when our coverage of Houston basketball continues after these words from KPRC 950 AM.
It's that time of year again. My schedule is packed with bracket-busting, three-point shooting, non-stop basketball action. I don't want to miss a second of it. That's why I go for a 5-hour energy shot. They're perfect for my days packed with back-to-back games or when my favorite team's playing late. 5-hour energy keeps me going during the broadcast and the next morning when I need to get myself up into work. Visit 5hourenergy.com for great deals and to stock up before tip-off.
A Progressive Home and Auto Bundle can protect you round the clock, but we can't protect you from those painful moments in sports.
Why would we trade our best player?
Well, at least you got to watch him in person when he was here.
I named my only son after him.
So you'll always remember his name.
Yeah, but what do I do with this jersey?
Luckily, the company has a great return policy.
I wore it for 6 seasons.
Well, at least your home and auto are protected with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
sports fans now have access to hundreds of weekly podcasts that zero in on the college sports world. Now available in the Varsity Podcast Network and part of the new Varsity app. The app is free and available from wherever you get your favorite apps. Download the Varsity app today to have access to hundreds of national podcasts as well as your favorite team-focused podcasts. The Varsity Podcast Network, now available for free on the Varsity app. Download from the App Store and listen today.
4:46 left to play, first half from the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. Elvin Hayes, Jeremy Branham courtside. Cougar basketball brought to you in part by Little Woodrow's. Huddle up, here's the game plan. Head on over to Little Woodrow's with multiple Houston locations and everyday specials. There's no better place for a Coug to kick back and enjoy some tasty eats and a few drinks. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram to stay up to date with our upcoming events. Little Woodrow's, your favorite local backyard bar. So an 8-0 run for the Cougars. Those threes starting to fall. Houston missed their first 8. Cryer was able to break the seal, and then Malik Wilson banking one in. But now the Cougars have extended this lead to 8, Biggie.
Yes, and they are done it by good defense and also, getting the ball out and moving it and hitting the open shots.
Houston now 13 of 29 from the floor, 45%. 2 of 10 from 3, 1 for 2 from the free throw line. Florida's 8 of 21, 38%. 3 of 10 from 3, 2 of 2 from the stripe. Florida has out-rebounded Houston 16 to 13.
Yes.
And they have outscored Houston in the second chance department 5 to 0. They just showed Victor Wembanyama here.
Yes.
Of course, he's a fan favorite. It'll be Uzan, Cryer, Wilson, Arsenault, and Roberts, the 5 on the floor for Houston. Cougar basketball as Wilson inbounds to Uzan, pressured by Martin up the floor. Dribble handoff to Wilson. Wilson to Uzan, right wing. Uzan dribbles it outside, gets switched up with Clayton. Uzan off the Roberts screen. Uzan top of the key. Uzan driving. Oh, had the ball knocked away. Gets it back. Right-hand floater. No. Rebounded by Arsenault. Arsenault has it ripped away by Condon. Not sure how that wasn't a jump ball.
Yeah, it did seem like it would have been.
Clayton to Richard into the post. Chinyelu hands it off Condon between the rings to Martin. Finds Richard off the screen. Fires it inside Condon. Condon lays it up and through. That snaps the Cougar 8-0 run.
But Roberts got to play good defense on this man.
Under 4 minutes to go in the half. Houston by 6, 29-23. Left wing Cryer thought about it. Cryer pressured by Richard. Cryer uses the Roberts screen. Thought about the pass to Roberts. Couldn't get it to him. Sends it up top. Wilson. He'll launch a straight on 3. That's off the back iron. No. And Richard's going to let it go out of bounds. And we have another timeout on the floor. 6-point lead, 29-23. Florida will have the basketball, but first a break. 3:41 left to play in the opening half. It's Houston up by half a dozen. Javier Francis will be checking back into the game when we return. This is Cougar basketball from Learfield.
H-Town! SaberCats Rugby is back in action. Experience it live in 2025 at SaberCats Stadium on Saturday nights. SaberCats Rugby is your team for tackles, scrums, lineouts, and tries, all with no helmets and no pads. The international sport is in your backyard, just 10 minutes from downtown Houston off of 288 and Airport. Be part of the sellout crowds as the Major League Rugby season kicks off February through June. Get your tickets now at HoustonSaberCats.com. That's HoustonSaberCats.com.
Show your Cougar pride on game day and every day with the TDECU UH debit card. We're celebrating 10 years of TDECU Stadium and a bright future ahead. Take advantage of exclusive member benefits at TDECU Stadium and no monthly fees. Just financial freedom to help you grow. Apply today at tdecu.org/UH. Insured by NCUA.
H-Town! SaberCats Rugby is back in action. Experience it live in 2025 at SaberCats Stadium on Saturday nights. SaberCats Rugby is your team for tackles, scrums, lineouts, and tries, all with no helmets and no pads. The international sport is in your backyard, just 10 minutes from downtown Houston off of 288 and Airport. Be part of the sellout crowds as the Major League Rugby season kicks off February through June. Get your tickets now at HoustonSaberCats.com. That's HoustonSaberCats.com.
Hey there, Coug fans. Looking for good times and colder beer? Look no further than Little Woodrow's, the official game day headquarters of the Houston Cougars. With multiple Houston locations and everyday specials, there's no better place for a Coug to kick back and enjoy some tasty eats and a few drinks. Enjoy our indoor and outdoor games, sports, and neighborhood bar atmosphere. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram to stay up to date with our upcoming events. Who's Bar? Coug's Bar. Little Woodrow's, your favorite local backyard bar.
Cougars up by half a dozen, 29-23. It will be Gator basketball coming out of the timeout. For comprehensive coverage of college basketball, tune to Sirius XM Big 12 Channel 375 in the car and on the all-new Sirius XM app. Sirius XM is the home of your favorite team and conference, including live games plus interviews and analysis. So cheer along with the Sirius XM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. Get a free trial at SiriusXM.com/Big 12 Radio 2025. That is SiriusXM.com/Big 12 Radio 2025. So 29-23 here. Cougars lead by 6. It will be Gator ball. Gators 9 of 22 from the floor, 41%, 3 of 10 from 3. Cougars 13 of 32, 41%, 2 of 11 from 3. Uzan, Cryer, Wilson, Roberts, and Francis, the 5 that return for the Cougars.
Yes.
As Clayton, Martin, Richard, Condon, and Chalulu into the game for the Florida Gators. Into the post for Condon. Left block. Condon backing it in on Roberts. Condon, the right hand, smothered by Roberts. Ball is knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Houston. Francis was being held, couldn't get to the basketball. Francis was being held, couldn't get to the ball. And Florida will have 12 to shoot, baseline right side. So Clayton will pass it in. Sends it in to Richard. He'll launch a mid-range jumper, and he knocks it in.
Man.
29-25. Could have been Cougar ball there. Instead, Richard gets a jumper to fall.
We got to get over that. Man,
he's in double figures with 11. Here's Uzan. Uzan
really shooting it.
To Francis. Francis hands it off to Uzan. Uzan between the rings. Uzan right wing. Uzan trying to get it inside. Roberts is being smothered. No call. Uzan to Francis. Lobs it to Uzan. 5 to shoot. Uzan off the screen. Left wing. Uzan a crossover. Off the dribble. Left wing 3. Off the hill. No. And it's rebounded by Condon for Florida. Condon dribbles into the front court. Finally gives it to Clayton. 4-point Cougar lead. 2:40 to go in the half. Clayton left sideline. Sends it to Condon. Condon lobs it. Ball fake. Chinyolu, the little baby hook, no good. Francis the rebound for Houston. And the outlet to Wilson. Wilson the crossover. Another crossover. Free throw line jumper. Rattles out, no good.
Wow.
Condon the rebound for Florida. Outlet Clayton. Clayton up the floor in a hurry. Clayton down the right side of the lane. Sends it back to Condon. Condon fakes the handoff to Clayton. Sends it over to the right side. Richard now to Condon inside. Condon gets double teamed. Condon finds Martin. Martin left wing 3. In and out, no. Wilson soars for the rebound. Houston ball. 2 minutes to go in the half. Cougars over 3 minutes without a point. Cryer into the front court, picked up by Clayton. Cryer left sideline, Uzan. Uzan to Roberts at the logo. Back to Uzan left sideline. Uzan, 9 to shoot. Uzan picks up the dribble, sends to Cryer at the logo. Cryer driving, left elbow, rising, fire, and he hits. Ends the drought for the Cougars of over 3 minutes, and the lead back to 6. 31-25, a minute and a half to play in the first. Clayton finds the trailer. Chinyolu to Richard. Richard a step back left wing 3. That's well short, no good. The rebound goes out of bounds off the front of the iron, and it'll be Cougar ball. Houston ball is Emmanuel Sharp will return for Wilson. Big minutes there for Wilson in the first half.
Played really well.
11 minutes for Wilson. Sharp's played just 9. The shot hasn't been there for Sharp. 1 for 7 from the floor, 0 for 4 from 3. Inbound to Uzan, being pressured a little bit by Martin. Gives it right back to Cryer. Cryer into the front court, walks it right, free throw line extended. Cryer directing some traffic. Here comes Roberts with the screen. Cryer right to left, top of the key. Cryer uses the screen, dribbles right. Cryer to Roberts at the right elbow, 11 to shoot. Roberts on the drive. Roberts left side of the lane. The left hand rolls off, and the rebound knocked out of bounds by Florida. Oh, it's saved by Clayton. Houston wanted goaltending, didn't get it. Finds Richard, a left corner, transition 3, he buries it.
Man, he is shooting it. We got to stop him.
14 for Richard. Houston's lead is 3. 43 seconds to go in the half.
We stopped Clayton. and all of a sudden, Richards just goes wild on us.
Uzan into the front court. Houston wants to take their use it or lose it timeout. Houston thought that last shot was in the cylinder that was knocked away by Florida. But they didn't call it on the floor, so you cannot review a goaltending play that is not called on the floor.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was goaltending or not, but the Cougars were protesting it. But if you don't call it on the floor, it's not something that can be reviewed. Kellen Sampson going to have a word with Terry Oglesby at midcourt. 3-point Cougar lead, 31-28. As Will Richard has had an outstanding first half. Richard averages 13 points a game. He's got 14 in this first half.
That's what I'm saying. We got to play defense on him. You know, we stopped their score, and all of a sudden, here this guy comes out and just, whoa.
Yeah, Richards averages on the year 13 points, 4.5 rebounds.
Yeah.
He has 14 points and 5 rebounds already tonight with 34 seconds left to go in the half.
Wow.
So the Cougars take their use it or lose it timeout. There's a 12-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Uzan will inbound sideline left side. 22 to shoot, 34 on the clock. Uzan gets it from Oglesby. Somebody's got to go get the ball. Send it into Roberts, left of the logo, hand it off to Uzan. Uzan at the logo, midcourt.
I don't know what Roberts talking to coach about. He needs to be out there focusing on the game.
Probably getting the play. Francis left wing, Cryer the ball fake, 8 to shoot. Cryer goes away from the screen, launches an off the dribble three, too strong, no. Rebounded by Uzan, he'll launch a three.
No.
That might have been blocked. I thought it was blocked, it goes out of bounds.
Air ball. They just not focused.
12 on the game clock for Florida. Houston up by 3. Clayton will bring it across the timeline for Florida. Clayton off the screen. Cougars the hard hedge. Passes it up top to Richard. Richard, a crossover. The ball fake. The leaner at the horn off the hill, and it's no good. And that'll take us to the half. The first 20 minutes of the national championship game is in the books. And the Cougars are in front by 3, 31-28. Coming up in the Cougar halftime show, we'll take a look at our first half numbers, listen to some highlights of the first 20 minutes, and we'll get the thoughts of the Hall of Famer Elvin Hayes. At the break from the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, 31-28, Cougars lead by 3. The halftime show is next. This is Cougar basketball from Learfield.
The passion, the tradition, the rivalries. SiriusXM is your destination for all things college sports, and we've got you covered. On SiriusXM College Sports Radio, there's complete coverage of every major conference, including live games, plus 24/7 talk and analysis. So cheer along on the SiriusXM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now you can get 3 months of SiriusXM free. Subscribe now. See offer details at SiriusXM.com/College Sports Radio 24.
You want specials? Damaris Barbecue has specials. Get a Frito pie on Monday. Tuesday, grab a po' boy or brisket tacos. Wednesday, chow down on a 2-meat dinner. Thursday, go lighter with a large salad with your choice of meat. And Friday, my favorite, baked potato or your choice of a catfish, po' boy, or plate. And Saturday, Saturday's all you can eat ribs. You can eat at Damaris Barbecue every day and never have the same thing twice. Damaris Barbecue is located in the West Loop North, 290 and 610, or on Shepherd just north of West Alabama. Damaris Barbecue, great barbecue and a whole lot more.
A true teammate takes on every day with a winner's attitude, gets up when they fall down, and leaves it all on the field. There's a group of teammates who do all these things every single day. But they're more than your typical athlete. They're kids dealing with unthinkable medical circumstances. Team Impact matches children facing serious illness or disability with college sports teams, creating a long-term, life-changing experience for everyone involved. Help us get all kids in the game. Visit teamimpact.org. Team Impact. All in, all together.
I'm attorney Stuart J. Guss. For over 20 years, my team and I have been helping Houstonians injured in car accidents. We're honest, and we know how to deal with the insurance company. The right accident attorney can make all the difference in your case. So if you've been injured in a car accident, big or small, you can trust Gus to get you the best results possible.
Call Stuart J. Gus Injury Accident Lawyers today at 1-866-TRUST-GUS for a free consultation or visit trustgus.com.
Principal Office, Houston, Texas.
On the Houston Sports Network from Learfield, this is the Cougar Halftime Show. Let's go courtside. Here's Jeremy Branham, presented by The Joint Chiropractic, the official chiropractor of Houston Athletics.
We welcome you into the Cougar Halftime Show, where Houston leads by 3 from the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. Elvin Hayes, Jeremy Branham with you. 31-28 Cougars. Big E, Cougars up by 3, but it feels like it could be greater than what it currently is.
Well, it should be. You know, like I think that, you know, that they're out rebounding us. They're doing things that they, you know, we're in a position where 3-point lead is nothing. We needed to have a bigger lead, and we need to stop, you know, Richards from scoring all of those points.
What's the way to do that, you think, to try to limit him, who had a big first half? He's over his season averages already. Averages 13 points, 4.5 rebounds. He has 14 points, 5 rebounds already.
Well, I think that you have to get on him like you're on, you know, Clayton. You have to cut him off. You gotta be close to him all over the place. We gotta play him just like we're playing Clayton.
Can you commit all those bodies to being able to do that with both of them?
Well, if Clayton, the way we're playing Clayton, you can go over and you can play him the same way. You gotta play him anyway, but you can't get that far away from him where he's get that 3-point shot.
Yeah, Richard carried the load there in the first half. Cougars did a good job on Walter Clayton. He did not score in the first half, Clayton.
Yeah.
0 for 4 shooting. All 4 attempts were threes, but he did have 5 assists in that first half, which helped Florida, obviously.
Which Clayton.
The Cougars leading the game by 3, 31-28. How have you thought the Cougars looked offensively here in the first 20 minutes?
Well, I think that they are missing a lot of offensive shots. You know, they're shooting air balls, they're shooting over, but they got to get to where they're getting a good shot at the basket. Now, I think that, you know, once again, defense is very important to them. If they play defense, they would really be even more so in this game. But when, like I say, Roberts got to really play his man. That's one of the big keys, because that he was getting inside, he was playing, trying to play defense, and he was leaving him, and he kind of had his back turned to him on the offense.
Cougars 2 of 14 from 3 in that first half. It didn't seem like anybody could buy a bucket.
Yeah.
Cougars, Cryer was 1 for 5, Uzan 0 for 2, Sharp 0 for 4, Arsenault 0 for 1, Wilson 1 for 2, but the one he made was off the glass. He banked it in. What do you think most contributed? Obviously the Florida defense, but what else contributed to the Cougar poor shooting from behind the three-point line in the first 20 minutes?
Well, I think that it's one of those things. They're overplaying. I think maybe with Emmanuel, you know, trying to play, you know, his man, hey, that happens where he can't really get a good shot at the basket because he's shooting the ball over the basket, and instead of, you know, shooting into the basket his normal shot. Now, I think that, you know, Marlo and you know, are not, they're scoring, but they're not scoring like we're used to seeing them score.
Both teams shooting 38%. Houston has taken 8 more shots than Florida, though. 6 offensive rebounds for Houston, 4 for Florida. Now, Florida's outscored Houston on second chance points 7-0.
That's it.
Cougars have out-rebounded Florida on the offensive glass by 2, but Florida's outscored the Cougars in second chance points 7-0.
Yeah.
Now, Florida has turned it over 9 times. The Cougars' defense forcing them into some turnovers, flipped it over 9 times, but the Cougars haven't really capitalized on that. Just 4 points off of turnovers. Cougars have only turned it over twice, but Florida has 2 points off of those turnovers. So despite there being a +7 margin in favor of Houston in the turnover category, it's only +2 in turnovers, or points off of turnovers, which is an area you feel like you have a +7 gap, and that's a chance that you can have to extend that lead. The Cougars haven't been able to capitalize the first 20 minutes.
Well, you're absolutely right. And I think they got to get it together, get their heads into this game to really show that they want to win this basketball game. And they got to start doing the thing that when they want a game, they go and get it.
Now, the good news is you do lead by 3, and you've not had a ton of production from your stalwarts. L.J. Cryer just 5 points in that first half. Uzan with 4, Sharp with 2, Roberts with 3. So up by 3 despite none of them really having a big first half.
That's true.
Malik Wilson was 7 points off the bench, provided that spark. He had the interception, went home and laid it up and through. And then how about that first half of Javier Francis? 6 points, 4 rebounds with JoJo Tugler. He picked up his second foul with 10:18 left to play in that half.
Yeah.
But Javier Francis was able to lift the Cougars while he was in the game.
He was devastating out there. He was dunking. He was rebounding, blocking shots. He was doing it all. And that's what we need. We need for all of our big guys to play like, saying, hey, we're going to be like Francis. We're going to go get this game. We want to play like we want the NCAA championship.
And obviously, you tip your cap to that Florida defense. They're pretty good at that as well. 31-28, Cougars lead by 3 at the break. Cougars up by 3 at the half. We'll step aside for a moment. When we come back, we'll take a listen to some of the highlights from that first half. This is Cougar basketball from Learfield.
Ford and Texas go hand in hand. It's the only way to drive across the promised land.
Hand in hand. In a Ford SUV, it means traveling the road together. Whether the highway is smooth or the road gets rough, Ford SUVs offer the technology, capability, and the confidence to see you through. And that's why we say,
Ford is the best in Texas.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup as the top college athletic programs for the 2024-25 college athletics season? You can follow the standings of your favorite team or alma mater at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2025 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, don't mess with Texas, means we gotta step up, walk the walk, do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all the roads we travel, and all of our traditions, for all us Texans, don't mess with Texas means don't litter. Brought to you by the Texas Department of Transportation.
When the game goes into overtime, but the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Welcome back into the Cougar halftime show. It's a 3-point Cougar lead at the break, 31-28. Saw 2 lead changes, 6 ties in the first half. Cougars had the lead by as much as 8. Florida's largest lead was 2. But as it stands now, a 3-point Cougar advantage. And this Florida team has been a second-half team all throughout this NCAA tournament. They've pulled away from teams. They trailed Texas Tech big in the second half, came from behind to beat them. And they also trailed Auburn in the national semifinal on Saturday by 8. They were down 46-38 at the half. And then Florida outscored Auburn 41-27 in the second half. They have been a second-half team in this NCAA tournament. But the Cougars lead by 3 at the break as we take a listen to our first-half highlights. Clayton lobs it right wing to Martin. Ball fake, driving. Martin to the hoop. Tried the slam. It's blocked by Tugler. Gets the rebound. Roberts rebounds it, or blocks it this time. And then the rebound deflects out of bounds. Last touch by Martin.
Great defense by Tugler and Roberts.
Cougar ball tied at 4, 16:47 to the first. Left wing Cryer. Cryer off the screen. Pocket pass Tugler. The left hand off the glass for two. JoJo Tugler with a bucket. Uzan right of the logo, lobs it to Cryer. Cryer finds the roller. Francis. Francis, the right hand slam! A monster jam from Javier Francis.
That was a monster. Wow.
Pass to Martin, picked off by Wilson. Wilson to the basket, right hand off the glass for two. A pick six from Malik Wilson.
That was a good play by Malik Wilson.
16-13 Houston. Right corner Cryer looking to go baseline. Cut off, finds Francis underneath. Francis wants to post up on the block right side. Turns, spins, leans in with the left off the glass for two. He faked one way, went the other. Cryer, pull up, straight on three. Got it. LJ Cryer breaks the long drought. The 9th time the charm as the Cougars finally get a three to fall to put Houston back in front 24-21. Houck driving, Houck to the basket, dumps it off underneath. Francis the rejection. Rebound Cryer. Ahead to Sharp. The lob for Wilson who slams it home. Sharp the lob. Cougars go up high and down hard. Fires it right corner. Wilson the ball fake. Sidestep. Launches a three. Off the glass and in. He banked it in from the right wing. 29-21 Houston. Cougars were up by 8 at that moment, but Florida, after the Cougars were up by 8, 29-21, Florida outscored Cougars 7-2 since that 5:02 mark. But Houston does lead by 3, 31-28. Just got to get one or a couple of your normal contributors going in the second half. The looks have been there; they just haven't been able to fall for Houston.
That's true, and we gotta start shooting the basketball really nice. We gotta work on our shots. And the shots we're going to take in the game, we gotta get into position to really shoot the ball. Tugler was shooting it really well, and Francis, and I think those two guys should kind of stay with it and stay at it.
And Tugler with 2 fouls, picked up his second foul at the 10-18 mark, trying to get a steal 30 feet away from the hoop. He played just 7 minutes of that first half. We'll take a look at our stats when we return. 31-28, Houston leads by 3 at the break. This is Cougar basketball from Learfield.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
You want specials? Damaris Barbecue has specials. Get a Frito pie on Monday. Tuesday, grab a po' boy or brisket tacos. Wednesday, chow down on a 2-meat dinner. Thursday, go lighter with a large salad with your choice of meat. And Friday, my favorite, baked potato or your choice of a catfish, po' boy, or plate. And Saturday, Saturday's all-you-can-eat ribs. You can eat at Damaris Barbecue every day and never have the same thing twice. Damaris Barbecue is located in the West Loop North, 290 and 610, or on Shepherd just north of West Alabama. Damaris Barbecue, great barbecue and a whole lot more.
Big trip on the horizon? The parking spot gets you going faster. The parking spot is a simpler, easier way to navigate airport parking. When you book online, you save money and are guaranteed a spot. We'll pick you up at your trunk in our yellow and black spotted shuttles, help you with your bags, and take you straight to the terminal. Parking and saving come full circle at the parking spot. Get going faster with the parking spot. Visit theparkingspot.com to reserve your spot. Use promo code SPOT24 to save on your reservation today.
No matter where I travel, one thing remains the same. Everybody loves Ford here in the Lone Star State.
The best in Texas isn't just about being the best-selling trucks. It's about you and how Ford trucks help you be at your best every day, offering the technology and capability to handle whatever the day brings. And that's why we say,
Ford is the best in Texas.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Houston. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the University of Houston and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
Cougar halftime show. Houston leads by 3, 31-28. As we'll take a look at our first half stats, but first let's pause for station identification along the Houston Sports Network. So at the half, the Cougars in front by 3, 31-28. Take a look at these first half numbers. Florida 11 of 29 from the floor in that first half, 38%, 4 of 14 from 3. They were 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Cougars, on the other hand, 14 of 37 from the floor, 38%, 2 of 14 from 3, just 14%, and 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Florida out-rebounded the Cougars in the first half, 22-19. Florida had 4 offensive rebounds, and they had 7 second chance points. Cougars had 6 offensive rebounds, did not score a second chance point despite all of those offensive rebounds. Florida had 8 assists against 9 turnovers. The Cougars had 3 assists against 2 turnovers. Points off of turnovers favors Houston 4-2. Individual numbers. Will Richard, the leading scorer for Florida, 5 of 8 shooting, 4 of 6 from 3, 14 points, also a team high 5 rebounds. Alex Condon had 6 points, 4 rebounds in that first half. Ruben Chinyulu had 2 points, 2 rebounds. Walter Clayton did not score, 0 for 4 shooting, 2 rebounds, 5 assists. Martin with 2, Han Logton with 2. Hauk did not score, 2 rebounds. Aberdeen did not score, had 1 rebound. Meanwhile, for the Houston Cougars, Malik Wilson, the leading scorer, he had 7 points, 3 of 6 shooting, 6 points from Javier Francis to go along with 4 rebounds, blocked a couple of shots as well. 2 leading scorers for the Cougars come off the bench. JoJo Tugler, 4 points, 1 rebound. Jawan Roberts, 3 points, 4 rebounds, 2 blocks. Cryer, 5 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Uzan, 4 points, 3 rebounds. Sharp with 2 points, no rebounds. Big E, what do the Cougars need to do here in the second half?
Well, I think the Cougars going to have to play really great D. They're going to have to really rebound offensively and defensively. They can't give them second shots. They're going to have to take away that second shot on the offensive rebound.
31-28, Cougars by 3. The second half when we return. This is Cougar basketball from Learfield.
I'm attorney Stuart J. Guss. For over 20 years, my team and I have been helping Houstonians injured in car accidents. We're honest, and we know how to deal with the insurance company. The right accident attorney can make all the difference in your case. So if you've been injured in a car accident, big or small, you can trust Gus to get you the best results possible.
Call Stuart J. Gus Injury Accident Lawyers today at 1-866-TRUST-GUS for a free consultation or visit trustgus.com.
Principal Office, Houston, Texas.
If you feel like you're getting dunked on by your current electricity provider, Rhythm Energy is here to help. They're bringing good energy to the Cougar Nation by offering 100% green electricity plans. And after you sign up for their Go Cougs 12 plan, you'll get $100 in bill credits. Go to gotrhythm.com/UH for this deal. Terms and conditions apply.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup as the top college athletic programs for the 2024-25 college athletic season? You can follow the standings of your favorite team or alma mater at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2025 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Welcome back to the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. Alongside the Hall of Famer Elvin Hayes, I'm Jeremy Branham as we get set for the final 20 minutes. Houston wearing their white uniforms to the better seed. They were the number 3 overall seed. Florida was the 4. That's why Houston's in their whites and Florida's in their blues. Same 5 starters for the Houston Cougars: Uzan, Cryer, Sharp, Roberts, and Tugler. And same 5 back on the floor for Florida: Clayton, Richard, Martin, Condon, and Chinyulu. It'll be Cougar basketball. Starting the second half, teams flip sides, and the Cougars will attack the baskets to our left in the second frame. Cryer will inbound for Houston. Inbounds to Sharp in the backcourt. The second half is underway from San Antonio. Sharp hands it off to Uzan. Uzan to Roberts, top of the key. Roberts spinning, free throw line, picks up the dribble, and now sends it back to Cryer at the logo. Cryer on the bounce. Cryer shovels it to Roberts, kicks it back to Cryer. The ball fake, had the shot, didn't take it. Cryer now a step back, still 8 to shoot. Pass to Roberts, right elbow, fakes the handoff. Roberts inside the flop. That's a blocking foul.
Yes.
A blocking foul on Condon. A flop. Doug Shermans didn't fall for it.
Yeah.
That's the first on Condon, first team foul. Gives the Cougars a reset on the shot clock to 20. And Uzan will inbound baseline left side. Uzan looking, fires it right corner to Cryer. Cryer dribbles it outside, has the big man on him. Cryer step back, straight on three. Got it! Jake Cryer kicks off the second half with a bang.
Wow. Wade, that was a beautiful shot.
34-28, Cougars by 6. Chinyulu sends it up top to Condon. Condon shovels it to Martin. Martin left corner, Richard. Richard driving baseline. Tried the reverse layup. Roberts the block. Tugler the save as he was falling out of bounds. Cryer fires to Sharp. Left wing three, and it's blocked into the front row by Walter Clayton. Not great shot selection there by Sharp. But still Cougar ball, 24 to shoot. 19 minutes to play. Cryer the inbound to Uzan. Uzan at the logo for Houston. Uzan off the Sharp screen. Dribbles right. Now the Tugler screen. Sends it to Sharp left wing. Sharp the bounce pass to Roberts. Left wing with Condon defending. Roberts across. Spin move. The left hand off the glass, off the rim. No good. Condon the rebound outlet to Clayton. Clayton into the front court in a hurry. Clayton fires it inside to Condon for the slam.
Yeah. Roberts, forward Roberts.
34-30, Houston, 18-28 left to play. Cryer to Uzan at the logo. Uzan to Cryer left wing, catch and shoot, three, short, no, Sharp bats it up high, but it bounces over to Chinyulu. And he finds the outlet to Martin, ahead to Clayton. And an offensive foul underneath Condon. Condon fighting for positioning, bulldoze over Tugler and gets called for the foul. Condon's second personal foul, second team foul, and it's Cougar basketball. Uzan, the inbound to Cryer. Gives it right back to Uzan as Uzan walks it up, defended by Martin. Sharp will set the screen. Uzan switched up with Clayton now. Uzan's looking to go to work. Right elbow, right wing. Uzan directing some traffic. Uzan hesitation dribble. Left elbow spinning in the lane. Gets fouled. Can't get it to fall. Got caught up on the front of the iron and fell off. But Uzan gets the trip to the free throw line to shoot two. Cougars are trying to get the matchup with Clayton on Uzan. That's why they're running the screen with Sharp, so they switch it. They notice that Florida's switching that, and they want Uzan to go one-on-one with Clayton.
Okay.
So Uzan to the line to shoot two. 17:51 to play, 34-30 Houston. Uzan's first free throw is good.
I don't know why Roberts always messing with those shorts.
35-30 Houston, one more for Uzan. Uzan second, makes them both. 36-30, the lead is 6 for the Cougars. 17:50 to play. Cougar bench trying to fire up this crowd even more. Richard right sideline, top of the key. Chinyulu, now to Condon, top of the key. Finds Martin. Oh, and an illegal screen is called on Florida.
Wow.
Will Richard slid out to try to screen Sharp and gets called for the offensive foul. Todd Gold did not pleased. That's the fourth team foul on Florida. Golden's pretty hot.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, I mean, he stuck his shoulder, leaned right into him. Easy call. So foul on Richard is his first. Cougar basketball, 17 and a half to play. Uzan dribbles it into the front court. Finds Cryer. Cryer driving baseline. Cryer to the left short corner to Tugler. Hands it off to Cryer. Cryer gets switched up with Shinyulu. And a foul is called underneath on Richard. He tried to flop on Tugler on the play away. The technical foul has been called on the Florida bench. Yes. The Florida bench has been teed up by Doug Sermons. The Florida bench has been teed up. Cougars will shoot 2 and have the ball. Sermons is talking to Golden, saying one of your assistants came onto the floor. Foul is on Richard, his second. It's the 5th team foul. And a technical foul on the Florida Gator bench.
He's on the floor again.
Well, Golden can be on the floor. He's the head coach. The assistants cannot. Cryer will shoot the free throws, gets the first one to fall, and one more to go as the lead is 8, 38-30. One more for Cryer. Second one, in and out, no good.
Oh, no. Wow.
7-point Cougar lead, 37-30. They'll have the basketball as Golden wearing out his assistant coaches now. And now he was telling him to stay on the floor. Now he's yelling at the scorer's table. But Will Richard tried to draw an offensive foul on Tugler and slid too late to get underneath him or in his way. And then the Florida bench, one of the assistants came on the floor, and Sermons didn't waste any time to tee him up. Uzan will have the basketball baseline left side. Uzan into Cryer, left corner, catch and shoot three. Got it!
Got it!
LJ Cryer, baseline out of bounds, drills the three. Cougars up 10, 40-30. 17-12 to play. Clayton off the screen, dribbles right to left, and now they're going to call it. They're going to call everything now. Tugler picks up the foul.
No.
Third on Tugler. First team foul. Javier Francis will check into the game now for Houston. He'll check in for Tugler, just picked up his third. And Florida will inbound sideline left side. Martin in front of the Florida bench. Into Clayton, left of the logo. Clayton off the screen, top of the key. Cougars switch. Left side, Martin's going to launch a three. It's short, no good. And a loose ball foul is called on Francis now. The whistle's going to get tight.
Why don't they? You know, Francis should have got rebounding position on that, where we got to think rebound position. We can't give him any offensive rebound.
We didn't. He picked up the foul. His first team foul number 2. Clayton will inbound into Richard. Richard now to Condon, right wing. Condon right to left, picks up the dribble, sends it over to Clayton. Clayton left to right, gets switched up now with Roberts. Clayton on the bounce. Clayton off the screen. Now Francis picks him up. Clayton left to the logo, 5 to shoot. Clayton trying to drive, throws it away. He was looking for Condon on the left wing. Condon cut to the hoop. Turnover, Florida Cougar ball.
Man, way to go.
A 6-0 Cougar run. Chinyulu will leave the game for Florida. Hauk is in, so Florida will go a little small here. They get their better shooter on the floor with Hauk. As Cryer dribbles it into the front court. Cougars up by 10, 16-33 to play. Cryer off the Roberts screen. Cryer double teamed. Pass to Roberts at the right elbow. Roberts the left hand baby hook off the hill. Gets the bounce. Got the bounce. Cougars up 12.
Yes.
42-30, 16-20 to play. Clayton into the front court for Florida. Clayton dribbles right, now up top to Hauk. Hauk on the attack. Hauk driving, sends it right corner. Catch and shoot three, short, no. Rebound Cryer. It was missed by Richard.
Yes.
Cryer into the front court for the Cougars. Under 16 minutes to play. Cryer off the screen. Up top Roberts. Roberts, left-hand floater, short. Francis the offensive rebound. Saves it. Oh, he stepped out of bounds. No, look, he got the timeout.
Yeah, good.
I don't know why he didn't give it to Roberts.
Yeah, I don't know why he was standing right there.
Roberts was hey, give me the ball.
Give me the ball. I don't know why. It was like he didn't recognize it.
But a timeout for Houston, so they save the possession. We'll have 16 on the shot clock, but first a timeout. 15:48 left to play. Cougars up a dozen, 42-30. This is Cougar basketball from Learfield.
The referee over there.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Quiet down. Here she comes. Surprise! Your accountant just emailed to say your quarterly taxes are way higher than you were expecting.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting discounts with a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Also, your favorite employee is leaving. They're going to pursue their dream of being a veterinarian.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
You want specials? Damaris Barbecue has specials. Get a Frito pie on Monday. Tuesday, grab a po' boy or brisket tacos. Wednesday, chow down on a 2-meat dinner. Thursday, go lighter with a large salad with your choice of meat. And Friday, my favorite, baked potato or your choice of a catfish, po' boy, or plate. And Saturday, Saturday's all you can eat ribs. You can eat at Damaris Barbecue every day and never have the same thing twice. Damaris Barbecue is located on the West Loop North, 290 and 610, or on Shepherd just north of West Alabama. Damaris Barbecue, great barbecue and a whole lot more.
15:48 left to play from the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. 42-30. Cougars lead by a dozen. Cougar basketball brought to you in part by Ford. Your Houston area Ford dealers stand for leadership. That's why they're proud to be the official truck and SUV of University of Houston Athletics. Ford vehicles offer the quality, technology, and capability to help you be your very best. Visit your Houston area Ford dealer today, and you'll see why Ford is the best in Texas. So it's an 8-0 run for the Cougars over the last 2:03. They've held Florida without a point over the last 2:45. And the Cougars starting to hit some of their shots they were not making in the first half, Biggie.
That's true. You know, Cryer is just really popping it, man. He hit that deep, you know, corner shot here and then hit one up top. He is really, you know, playing his game.
Cryer now with a dozen for the Houston Cougars.
Yes.
No other Cougars in double figures. Will Richard, the only Gator in double figures with 14.
Yeah. I think, you know, Emmanuel is doing a great job on Clayton. Well, Emmanuel, yeah, there he is. I was looking for him.
Yeah, same five for Houston. Uzan, Cryer, Sharp, Roberts, and Francis. Cougars will have 16 on the shot clock as Uzan will inbound baseline left side. Looking, gets it into Sharp left corner. He's got Condon on him. Pass up top to Cryer. Cryer being pressured by Clayton. Cryer puts it on the bounce. Cryer, top of the key, backs it away with 6 now. Cryer, hesitation dribble at the elbow. Baseline, or the free throw line, fade away, rolls off, no good.
Wow.
And it's rebounded by Houck for Florida. Outlet to Clayton. Clayton into the front court, lobs it over the top for Condon, who's able to make the catch in the slam.
Why? I don't know why Francis would be playing him up front. He's not a big guy.
He breaks the scoring drought for Florida, pulls them within 10, 42-32 Houston, 15-10 left to play. Uzan off the screen, gets the matchup with Clayton. Uzan driving, Uzan to the lane, had it stripped by Clayton, the ball's loose, picked up by Richard, ahead to Clayton. Clayton spinning to the lane, left hand, no, and they call a foul on Cryer. Cryer's wondering, what did I do? He was trying to move away because Clayton was out of control.
Oh, man.
But he gets called for the foul, and it'll be 2 free throws for Walter Clayton, but first a timeout.
Yeah, wow.
Cryer was trying to get out of the way and still got called for the foul. His first team foul number 3, and Walter Clayton will be going to the free throw line for the first time tonight, looking for his first point of the night. 14:57 left. Houston leads 42-32. But Clayton shooting a pair, trying to cut into this Cougar 10-point lead when we return. This is Cougar basketball from Learfield.
It's that time of year again. My schedule is packed with bracket-busting, three-point shooting, non-stop basketball action. I don't want to miss a second of it. That's why I go for a 5-hour energy shot. They're perfect for my days packed with back-to-back games or when my favorite team's playing late. 5-hour energy keeps me going during the broadcast and the next morning when I need to get myself up and to work. Visit 5hourenergy.com for great deals and to stock up before tip-off. when the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
H-Town! SaberCats Rugby is back in action. Experience it live in 2025 at SaberCats Stadium on Saturday nights. SaberCats Rugby is your team for tackles, scrums, lineouts, and tries, all with no helmets and no pads. The international sport is in your backyard, just 10 minutes from downtown Houston off of 288 and Airport. Be part of the sellout crowds as the Major League Rugby season kicks off February through June. Get your tickets now at HoustonSaberCats.com. That's HoustonSaberCats.com.
Cougars in front by 10, 42-32. 14:57 to play, but Florida will be at the free throw line coming out of the timeout. It's a who's who of Houston Cougar royalty.
Yes.
Elvin Hayes is here. Akeem Olajuwon is here. They just showed the dream on the video board. Jim Nance, Carl Lewis. I see Jamal Shedd in the stands. I see Dejan Jarreau. Otis Birdsong was around. Dr. Dunk is here. Dwight Davis. Mr. Mean, Larry Michow is here. I haven't seen him, but I know he's here. Clyde Drexler was supposed to be here. I'm sure that he is, just haven't seen him yet. But a who's who Houston Cougar royalty inside of the Alamo Dome in San Antonio tonight. It's like one big family reunion, Biggie.
Yeah, it really does.
14:57 left. Cougars by 10, but Florida at the line shooting 2. Cougar basketball brought to you in part by Rhythm Energy, the preferred partner of U of H Athletics. Cougars built it up to 12, but then Florida was able to get a bucket, and now Clayton at the line shooting 2 on that Cryer foul. Cryer's wondering what he did to pick up that foul. So 2 free throws coming up for the 87% free throw shooter. First of 2 is good, and Clayton at the 14:57 mark of the second half has his first point of the night. Took him 25 minutes. Second free throw is good, and now it's an 8-point game. 42-34 Houston with 14:57 to play. Uzan to Sharp, gives it right back to Uzan. Uzan walks into the front court where Elijah Martin awaits. Left sideline for Cryer. Cryer to Uzan, left to right. Uzan, right free throw line extended to the post for Roberts. Has Condon defending. Roberts will face up. Roberts backing in now. Roberts spinning, baseline right hand off the glass for 2. Roberts wanted a foul, didn't get it, but he gets the bucket. Houston by 10, 44-34. Here's Clayton, left elbow leaner, no. The tip, no. Rebound loose, batted outside. Sharp dives and saves it. What a play by Emmanuel Sharp.
What a play.
And he gets a high five from Kelvin Sampson as he's back up the floor. Uzan with it, left of the logo. Hands it off to Cryer. That's Cougar basketball, baby.
That's Cougar basketball.
Cryer to Sharp, right sideline, Uzan. Oh, Uzan got pushed by Clayton, shoved right in the back as Sharp goes down. That's the second on Clayton, and that's also the 16 foul. 16 foul. 16 foul. One more, the Cougars will be in the bonus. Here comes Denzel Aberdeen in for Clayton. So Clayton will get a blow, 14:07. Oh, that was the 17th foul. I was right. Scoreboard was late.
You was on it.
Emmanuel Sharp will shoot a 1-and-1 for Houston. Sharp has been cold tonight, but he makes the front end of the 1-and-1. Just his third point on 1 of 8 shooting, 0 for 5 from 3. Gets his free throw to fall,
He has done an excellent defensive job on his man.
You're right about that. One more for Emmanuel Sharp. Second free throw. Too strong, no good. Rebounded by Houck. 11-point Cougar lead, 14:05 to play. Aberdeen into the front court. Over to the right sideline for Richard. Up top to Houck. Left wing Martin. Martin. Top of the key Condon. Condon hands it off to Aberdeen. Aberdeen, top of the arc, Houck. He'll line up a 3. That's short. Rebound and a loose ball foul called on Houston. Cougars are holding down low. Good call.
Yeah, we should have got that rebound.
It's going to go against Jawan Roberts. That's his second, team's fourth.
Yeah. Yeah, Roberts got to get that rebound. He got to block him out.
They're going to review this?
I don't know.
So they're going to the monitor to review this. Maybe for a potential hook and hold. 13:47 to play. Cougars up by 11.
The previous action, rebound action, is being under review for a potential hook and hold.
Yes, they're going to look for a hook and hold here. Sampson had a quote the other day. Once they go to the monitor, they seem to find what they're looking for. I don't think it's a hook and hold. I mean, he had him a little bit by the arm, but I mean, he didn't pull on it. He just had him up high. Here's a look at it. I don't know if that's a hook.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a hook and hold.
You think so?
Yeah. He had him in. He had his up in there on him.
It was not called on the floor. Roberts did let go pretty quick.
Yeah.
So Groover and Sermons. No, it's Groover and Oglesby who are looking at this. He had him pretty quick and then let go.
After review, the common foul is confirmed.
Okay, they confirmed the common foul. So it wasn't even a stand, it was a confirmed. So they saw enough there that we're just going to go ahead and keep it. They confirmed it. They confirmed the call. Just a common foul. So common foul. Florida will have the basketball baseline out of bounds. 13:47 to play. Houston's up 11, 45-34. Denzel Aberdeen will inbound for the Gators. Baseline right side. Finds Houck. Houck the ball fake. And Francis jumped into him. Fortunately, Houck was not shooting.
No, Francis he got to be a little wiser than that.
Yeah, Houck's a good shooter, so he wanted to contest, but you're right. Second on Francis, team foul number 5. But he was on the floor. That's the good news.
That's the whole thing, yeah.
Wilson into the game for Sharp on that while they were reviewing it. Aberdeen off the screen, right to left. Cougars switch. Roberts defends. And a holding foul underneath on Houston.
On who?
Francis.
Come on.
That's the third on Francis, team foul number 6. JoJo Tugler is going to check in for Francis.
All of a sudden, he picks up 2 in a row and pick up third foul, right?
Yeah, Francis is confused about that one.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what he did, but Aberdeen will inbound baseline left side. Sends it into Condon left corner. Dribble handoff to Richard. Richard fires it to Houck left wing. Houck wants to attack right elbow. Kicks it back to Aberdeen right wing. Aberdeen driving down the baseline all the way to the hoop for an easy layup. Wilson stumbled back into Tugler, so he couldn't rim protect.
Yeah.
9-point game.
Picked him up.
45-36 Houston, 13-15 to play. Cryer left sideline for Uzan. Uzan on the bounce, sends it to Cryer between the rings, off the screen, finds Tugler, kicks it to Uzan, a left wing 3, short no, offensive rebound Roberts. Roberts has Condon on his back. Roberts backing it in. Robert turns, the right hand, no. Condon the rebound, and the outlet to Aberdeen.
He should have shot that left-handed.
Aberdeen into the front court, left wing picked up by Wilson, top of the key for Condon. Condon, the dribble handoff to Martin. Martin, step back between the leg, 3 hits. 6-point game. 45-39, 12:32 to play. Florida's cut it to half a dozen. Wilson into the front court for Houston. Wilson to Cryer. Cryer on the bounce. Cryer, pass inside to Tugler. Tugler back to Cryer right wing with 11 to shoot. Cryer. Driving, Cryer cut off, bounce pass to Tugler, hands it off to Cryer. Cryer, step back 3 is blocked by Houck, rebounded by Richard, ahead to Houck, Houck to the bucket, 2 and a foul.
Man.
Uzan got him.
This is unreal. This is unreal.
It's a 7-0 Florida run to cut it down to 4.
Yes, this is.
Hand locked in will check in for Condon.
Wow.
Clayton will return as well. He checks in for Martin. Emmanuel Sharp's going to check in, but first a timeout for Houston.
Wow.
Florida got back into things quickly. A 7-0 run over the last 78 seconds.
They cannot afford to let this kind of thing keep happening. You know, them cutting the lead like that.
Florida's going to be at the line looking for the three-point play as well. 45-41. Florida looks for the and one when our coverage of Houston basketball continues after these words from KPRC 950 AM.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Lucky Larry's Landscaping, Larry! Larry saved his business money with a quick commercial auto quote from Progressive. Does it help he's his own marketing manager, accountant, executive assistant, and never been late? Technically, yes, but saving really put him over the edge. So, Larry, give Larry a round of applause. Be your own Larry. See if you could save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
It's that time of year again. My schedule is packed with bracket-busting, three-point shooting, non-stop basketball action. I don't want to miss a second of it. That's why I go for a 5-hour energy shot. They're perfect for my days packed with back-to-back games or when my favorite team's playing late. 5-hour energy keeps me going during the broadcast and the next morning when I need to get myself up and to work. Visit 5hourenergy.com for great deals and to stock up before tip-off.
Show your Cougar pride on game day and every day with the TDECU UH debit card. We're celebrating 10 years of TDECU Stadium and a bright future ahead. Take advantage of exclusive member benefits at TDECU Stadium and no monthly fees. Just financial freedom to help you grow. Apply today at tdecu.org/UH. Insured by NCUA.
Welcome back to the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. Elvin Hayes, Jeremy Branham with you. Cougars lead is down to 4. 45-41 was up to 12 at the 16-24 mark. Cougars are up 42-30 at that point. But Florida has outscored the Cougars 11-3 since that moment, and a chance for a three-point play coming out of the timeout as well.
Man.
Cougar basketball brought to you in part by Stuart J. Gus. You've been injured in an accident. The name you can trust is Stuart J. Gus. As the official personal injury lawyer of U of H Athletics, you can count on his all-star team to fight for your rights like champions. Call 866-TRUST-GUS. We knew this Florida team wasn't going to go away. They're too good for that.
Yeah, well, it is, but the Cougs gotta play and get those rebounds down there, and also, you know, we haven't gotten that many offensive rebounds.
Florida 16 for 39 in the game, 41%. They've hit half their shots in the second half, though. 5 of 18 from 3 in the game. Houston just 4 for 12 in the second half, 33%. They're shooting 37% in the contest, 18 of 49, and they're 4 for 20 from 3.
Well, Roberts is out.
The Cougars going with a small look. Uzan, Cryer, Sharp, Wilson at the 4, and Tugler. As Houck looking for the and one, 79% free throw shooter, and gets it. And Florida's made it a one-possession game, 45-42.
Wow.
Aberdeen pressures Uzan up the floor. Uzan gets rid of it to Sharp at the logo. Sharp to Cryer, right back to Sharp. Jab step, pulls up right wing 3, in and out, no. And it's rebounded by Clayton. Hanlickton and Tugler got cut up underneath. No, nothing either way. Here's Clayton into the front court. Up top to Hanlickton. Hanlickton right back to Clayton. Clayton leaning in, picks up the dribble, kicks it out to Aberdeen. A left wing 3. It's in and out, no. Rebound chased down by Sharp. It's an 8-0 Florida run.
Yeah.
Cougars over 2.5 without a point. Here's Wilson. Kick out Cryer. Left corner 3. Got it. LJ Cryer breaks the run of Florida and gives the Cougars a 6-point lead. 48-42. Clayton into the front court. 11-18 to play. Clayton top of the key for Houck. Houck, handoff Aberdeen. Aberdeen left to right. Aberdeen a crossover. Aberdeen driving the ball fake. Dumps it off underneath. Hanlickton misses it. Oh, a late whistle on Houston. Wilson got him. Wilson's tapping his chest saying it was me. It's not a bad foul, though.
Yeah.
His first, team's ninth. Make the big man earn it from the line. Make him earn it from the line as opposed to the easy two. That was a good foul.
Yeah.
.11:07 left. Houston's lead is 6. First free throw for Hamilton. Misses badly. Off the rim. Rolls off. Martin returns. Richard leaves. One more free throw for Micah Hamilton. Hamilton, a junior, transferred from Marshall. Hamilton's second free throw. Misses them both. Rebound batted outside. Cryer has it. Hamilton's a 22% free throw shooter.
Yes.
That's why it was a good foul. Uzan into the front court. Cougars up 6. Less than 11 minutes to play. Cryer, left sideline. Cryer, right wing, Uzan. Uzan on the bounce off the Tugler screen, right to left. Uzan, left elbow. The lob. Oh, there was a teardrop that was well short.
I don't know.
Rebounded by Florida.
What
Ahead
was
Clayton,
that?
now to Martin. Martin's going to pull back. Left corner three. That's off the mark. Offensive rebound. Hamilton misses the putback. Wilson the rebound. Left the lane, and then now sends the outlet to Cryer. Cryer off the Tugler screen. Gets the big man on crossover. Step back, right corner three. In and out. Almost went in. Halfway down, popped out.
Wow.
Clayton the rebound. Clayton into the front court. Clayton off the screen. Good look. Straight on three. It's short. No. Tugler up for the rebound. And the outlet to Uzan. And now Sampson saying, let's slow it down. Let's play at our pace.
Yes.
Uzan into the front court. Right sideline for Sharp. 10-10 to play. Cougars by 6. Sharp left of the logo. Now to Uzan, left sideline. Uzan lobs it to Tugler at the logo. Tugler fakes the handoff. Bounce past Cryer. Cryer attacking. Left elbow up and under. Now to Tugler. Tugler, 3 to shoot. Tugler's got to go with one. Tugler, the left hand at the buzzer. It's an air ball.
Oh, wow. Man. Boy. Wow.
Here comes the big man. Ruben Chinyulu returns. He'll check in for Hanlogton. It's Florida ball, 9:48 to play. Cougars lead 6, 48-42.
Clayton is asking the officials for help.
Clayton walks it into the front court for Houston. Sends it over to the left wing, Martin. Into the post, Chinyulu up top to Houck. Houck, left wing, Martin, the ball fake. Martin, pass inside, throws it away. Loose ball picked up by Cryer underneath. Cougars force another turnover. Cryer walks it across the timeline for Houston. Under 9.5 to play, 48-42 Cougars. Cryer, right of the logo. Sends it to the left sideline for Wilson. Wilson wants to go to work. Wilson, 10-foot mid-range jumper is short. Short tips it out. Uzan, Cryer. Cryer chased off the three-point line. His runner is short. Tugler goes over the back.
Oh, wow.
That's a tough one on two fronts. One, it's Tugler's fourth. Second thing is that it's the 19 foul, and it's going to send Florida to the line for a 1-and-1. Cryer's going to leave.
That was a shot Wilson shouldn't have took.
Cryer needs a blow. Cryer and Tugler will leave as Roberts and Francis return. The shooter is Aberdeen, who's a good free throw shooter at 71%.
Wow.
His first trip to the line shooting a 1-and-1. That was the 19th foul on Houston, so the next one will send Florida to the double bonus. And still a lot of time to go here. 9:07 remaining.
Yes.
So a 1-and-1 for Aberdeen. The front end, good. 48-43, 5-point Cougar lead. That breaks a scoring drought of nearly 3 minutes for Florida. Cougars drought at 2:22. 48-43, 9:07 to go. One more for Aberdeen. Aberdeen second, makes them both. 48-44, costly foul. 4-point Cougar lead, 9:05 left. Uzan to Wilson, left sideline. Wilson lobs it to Uzan, right wing. Uzan goes away from the screen. Jab right, goes left. Now uses the Francis screen. Snakes through. Left sideline, Wilson. Wilson, 9 to shoot. Wilson, 8 to shoot. Wilson wants to attack. Wilson, step back, fade away. 15-footer is short, no good. Rebounded by Chinyulu. Outlet to Clayton. Clayton, right wing. Clayton sends it up top. Martin inside. Chinyulu, the right hand, rolls off late, and a late whistle on Houston. Cougars have 2 of their post and foul trouble now. Tugler with 4, Francis with 4.
Yeah, you gotta get Pryor back in the game.
I think they're trying to get him to the under 8.
Yeah.
Arsenault is going to come in for Francis. In between these 2 free, that's the 10th team foul, so Florida shooting 2 free throws the rest of the way.
Man. Well, we're shooting 3 also. We're shooting.
Florida's only committed 7. They've been stuck at 7 for a while. Chinyulu's first free throw rolls off. So Chinyulu misses the first. 1 more to go. Arsenault will check in for Francis. 8:31 to play. 48-44. Cougars in front.
Wow.
Sampson having a quick conversation with one of the officials. Chinyulu. Second free throw. Makes that one. Splits the 2. It's a 1-possession game again. 48-45. Cougars over 3 minutes without a point. They've missed their last 6 shots and 10 of their last 11. Arsenault hands it off to Wilson. Wilson fakes the handoff to Uzan. Wilson finds Sharp off the screen. Pass to Roberts. 11 to shoot. Roberts attacking down the baseline. Got bumped, no call. Ball knocked out of his hands. Roberts thought he got fouled, and the Cougars will have 7 to shoot. Roberts is just shaking his head. Cannot believe it.
Yeah, we got to.
They just showed a replay in here in-house that showed some contact. Uzan looking to get it in, finds Roberts. Roberts, a quick left hand, misses, and it's rebounded on the weak side by Houck. Houck to Clayton. Clayton into the front court. Off the screen. Uses the screen again. Gets switched up with Arsenault. Clayton hesitation. Driving. Left hand, 2 and a foul. 48-47, and Clayton will be going to the free throw line when we return, looking to tie it up.
This is unreal.
13-3, Florida run. Cryer's heading to the scorers table. He'll check in with the dead ball as well. 7:54 to play. A 13-3 run. A 13-3 run for Florida over the last 5.5 minutes.
Yes.
And Walter Clayton will be going to the free throw line, looking to tie it up when we return. This is Cougar basketball from Learfield.
At King Ranch Ag and Turf, we bring you over a century of John Deere expertise. Proudly serving the greater Houston area, for your lawn, land, business, or job site, Deere equipment is built to last. And our dedicated team is committed to helping you find the best fit at the best price. Visit your preferred Houston John Deere dealer today or visit us online at KingRanchAgTurf.com. King Ranch Ag and Turf, built on tradition, driven by excellence.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Ford and Texas go hand in hand. It's the only way to drive across the promised land.
Hand in hand. In a Ford SUV, it means traveling the road together. Whether the highway is smooth or the road gets rough, Ford SUVs offer the technology, capability, and the confidence to see you through. And that's why we say,
Ford is the best in Texas.
7:54 left to play. Florida will be at the line looking to tie it up for the first time since the first half. It's been a 13-3 Florida run to make it a one-point game. Hey, U of H basketball fans, SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be part of all the courtside celebrations this season. Whether you're buying or selling basketball tickets, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of Houston Athletics. Expect the expected, SeatGeek. What have you seen from Florida, Big E, to go on this run to come on the brink here of tying it up?
Well, I've seen them, controlling the offensive board, and they're controlling their defensive board. But the key is that the guy who's shooting it, well, the game is going to be tied up because he's a 90-some% free throw shooter. But the Cougs are gonna have to. We are not moving the basketball. We're standing. We're not moving the basketball.
7:54 to go. Florida 13-3 run. Clayton at the line trying to tie it. Cougars have missed their last 7 shots. They've missed 11 of their last 12. They have not scored over the last 3:35. Cougars are just 5 of 21 from the floor in the second half, and they're just 33% of the game. Jawan Roberts 3 for 12. Cryer 5 for 14. Uzan 2 for 7. Sharps 1 for 9. Misses with 6 3-point misses.
Yeah.
So Clayton, 87% free throw shooter, looking to tie it up, and he does. Our first tie since the first half, and Golden's firing up the small Florida contingent.
Malik got to make.
Uzan, Sharp, Cryer, Wilson, Roberts, the 5 for Houston. Cryer has it at the logo. Cryer to Uzan. Uzan, top of the key, backs it away between the rings, 13 to shoot. Uzan, the blow by. Uzan, teardrop, center of the lane, misses badly. Roberts, the offensive rebound. The kick out is tipped away by Clayton and goes out of bounds. Well, it was a good look by Uzan, just couldn't get it to fall.
Yeah, but Milo, I don't know what that was he shot, but
Cryer to Uzan.
That wasn't a good shot that he really shot.
Uzan at the logo off the Roberts screen, right to left. Roberts the crossover, or Uzan rather. Uzan to Roberts at the free throw line. Roberts attacking, Roberts to the hoop, the left hand is short, late whistle on, and Chinyulu threw the basketball down. He just got teed up. Chinyulu didn't like the call. Grabbed the ball, slammed it down, went high in the air, and that's an automatic technical.
Yeah.
So Chinyulu has been teed up. His first foul. He'll get another foul because of the technical, so he has 2. Jawan Roberts will shoot 2 free throws, and then they'll also have 2 free throws. Shoot the technical free throws first. It'll be LJ Cryer at the line. Cryer missed a free throw earlier as Chinyulu just grabbed the ball and slammed it down, which is an automatic technical. Cryer will shoot the 2 technical free throws. Golden's arguing the call, saying he just grabbed the ball, but he slammed it down.
Yeah.
So 2 free throws for Cryer, 7:13 to play, tied at 48. Cryer's first rattles home.
Wow, that was a rattler.
That breaks the long scoring drought of 4 minutes and 16 seconds. Cougars regain the lead, 49-48. Cryer's second rolls in. Front of the iron, off the glass and through, 50-48. And now Jawan Roberts will get the 2 free throws after the Chinyulu foul. Chinyulu's going to leave the game. Condon and Hawk, the big man. Aberdeen, Martin, and Clayton for Florida. Roberts will shoot 2. He's not had a good day shooting. 3 for 12. 1 for 2 from the free throw line. First of 2. Left side of the iron misses. 1 more for Roberts.
Oh, wow. I'm glad he made those the other night.
Roberts gets set for 1 more as Houston leads by 2 and 7:13 to play. Second free throw. That one's good. 3-point Cougar lead, 51-48, 7:13 to go. Inbound to Clayton. Sharp gets ready to defend. Clayton into the front court. Sends it up top to Houck. Houck looks for the back cut on Clayton. Clayton's fouled, tosses it up and scores.
Why?
Got him with the back cut. Cryer, the help side, fouled him.
Our other big man in the game back there.
So a chance again for Clayton to tie it at the free throw line. Good pass by Houck.
You can't keep getting these leads, changing it over.
Cryer's second team foul. We're already in the double bonus. Clayton 7 second half points. Free throws on the way, and it's good. We're tied up again. 51-51, 7:02 to play. Wilson the inbound to Uzan. Uzan into the front court, left of the logo. Uzan to Cryer. Cryer to the right sideline off the Wilson screen. Cryer gets switched up with Houck. Cryer now has the big man Condon on him. Cryer hesitation, crossover, Cryer driving, ball fake, turn, spin, fade, shoot, short. And it's rebounded by Clayton for Florida.
No.
Quickly ahead, left wing, Martin. Martin the ball fake, drives inside, reverse layup, misses. Roberts the rebound, outlet to Uzan. Ahead to Sharp, numbers aren't there.
No.
Sharp finds the cutting Wilson.
No.
Wilson the spin move, the right hand teardrop is good. Cougars regain the lead. First field goal in 5 minutes.
Yes.
53-51, 6:18 to play. Clayton to Houck left wing. Pass to Condon, right corner, Aberdeen. Aberdeen driving to the hoop off the glass for 2. Ties it at 53. Nearing the 6-minute mark. Uzan gives it to Sharp.
We need to...
Sharp into the front court. Sharp off the Roberts screen. Sharp's going to take the 3. Got it! Emmanuel Sharp hits his first 3 of the night, and the Cougars are back in front. 56-53, 5:42 to play. Clayton to Houck between the rings. Houck on the attack, right side of the lane. Ball fake, wraps it around Aberdeen. Aberdeen right-hand layup off the glass for 2. And Florida wants a timeout with 5:32 to play. 56-55, Cougars by 1. 30-second timeout for Florida. As Florida getting some good looks offensively. They've scored 27 points here in the second half.
That's right.
They scored 28 points in the first half.
Wow.
It's a 1-point game. Cougars up with 5:32 to play.
Wow.
Both teams will be in the double bonus the rest of the way. Florida's committed 9 team fouls, so the next one they commit will send the Cougars to the double bonus.
Yeah.
Houston's gotten Florida to the double bonus for quite a while now. Cougars do have 2 players with 4 personal fouls. Francis with 4, Tugler with 4. Nobody on Florida has more than 2. (56-55) Cougars by 1. 5:32 to play. Francis has returned for Wilson.
Yeah.
So Uzan, Cryer, Sharp, Roberts, and Francis, the 5 on the floor for the Cougars. 5:32 to play. Houston leads by 1. Uzan to Sharp. And Sharp's going to walk it across the timeline for the Cougars. Picked up by Clayton. Sharp awaits the Francis screen. Pass to Francis, top of the key, handoff Sharp. Sharp driving down the right side of the lane, all the way to the hoop for 2.
Way to go, Sharp.
58-55 Houston, 5:10 to play. Clayton into the front court. Sharp awaits, pass to the high post, right wing Condon. Condon fakes the handoff. Condon picks up the dribble. Condon looking to get rid of it. Condon still looking at it, finally gets it to Aberdeen, 13 to shoot. Aberdeen backs it away, left of the logo. Up top to Houck. Houck hands it off right side to Richard. Richard kicks the, and a late whistle called on Houston. Cryer ran over the back of Richard, and they waited until it was turned over before making the call.
Man, gracious.
Cryer did run over the back a little bit of Richard. The officials didn't make the call. And then when they saw that Houston picked up the loose balls when the call was made, now it came from all the way on the baseline.
Wow.
And Richard's a great free throw shooter at 84%. Makes the first. 58-56. Houston by 2, 4:46 to play.
Wow. Man.
Chinyelu will return for Houck. One more free throw for Richard. There's Florida's leading scorer with 15 points. Chinyelu second, or Richard second rather, is good. 58-57, 1-point Cougar lead, 4:45 left. Sharp into the front court again. Clayton defends. Sharp uses the screen, now picks up the dribble. Bounce pass to Francis. Francis hands it off to Uzan at the logo. Uzan off the screen. Uzan, top of the key. Uzan picks up the dribble, finds Roberts. Roberts driving. Roberts, the left hand misses. Francis, the putback slam!
My gracious, he dunked that.
60-57, Cougars by 3, 4:13 left. Clayton off the screen, inside to Condon. Condon, left block, hands it off. Top of the key, Aberdeen. Backs it away, left wing. Top of the key, Chinyulu. Chinyulu hands it off right wing into the hand. Oh, slipping on the ground. Richard was able to regain his composure, though. Up top, Condon. Condon, left side of the lane. Trying to go baseline. Left hand hook. No. Rebound tipped outside. Uzan has it. Uzan has it for Houston.
Go, Milo.
3:45 to play. It's a 3-point Cougar lead. Uzan to Sharp, left of the logo. Sharp being defended by Aberdeen this time. Roberts will come set the screen. Sharp picks up the dribble, bounce pass to Roberts at the logo, hands it off to Sharp. Sharp with 8 to shoot. Sharp off the screen, pocket pass to Roberts. Roberts to Cryer. Cryer drives baseline. He stepped on the sideline when he made the catch. Houston turns it over.
Wow.
Oh, costly turnover for the Cougars.
Very costly turnover.
He was on the sideline.
Yes, very costly turnover.
Cougars turn it over. It'll be Florida basketball. But first, a timeout. Final Monday of the season. Houston and Florida, the last two teams playing. The Cougars lead the Gators 60-57. The final 3:24 for a national championship when we return.
Yes.
This is Cougar basketball from Learfield.
Hey Cougar fans, basketball season is here and SeatGeek is here to help you experience all the action. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the courtside celebrations this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Houston basketball games or to any other live event in your area, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of Houston Athletics. The most disruptive idea in ticketing, a ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek.
College sports fans now have access to hundreds of weekly podcasts that zero in on the college sports world. Now available in the Varsity Podcast Network and part of the new Varsity app. The app is free and available from wherever you get your favorite apps. Download the Varsity app today to have access to hundreds of national podcasts as well as your favorite team-focused podcasts. The Varsity Podcast Network now available for free on the Varsity app. Download from the App Store and listen today.
Hey there, Coug fans. Looking for good times and colder beer? Look no further than Little Woodrow's, the official game day headquarters of the Houston Cougars. With multiple Houston locations and everyday specials, there's no better place for a Coug to kick back and enjoy some tasty eats and a few drinks. Enjoy our indoor and outdoor games, sports, and neighborhood bar atmosphere. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram to stay up to date with our upcoming events. Who's Bar? Cougs Bar. Little Woodrow's, your favorite local backyard bar.
3:24, all that's left. Houston leads Florida 60-57, but it's Gator basketball when these two teams come back onto the floor. Elvin, what do the Cougars have to do here over the final 3:24?
Well, I think the Cougs have to play great defense. They got to really get their man, and when they have to switch and get to the basket, and they have to play tough. They can't afford to let them have a three-point shot or give them a foul on an offense on a under the basket play. They gotta play tough D.
Before the teams return to the floor, let's pause for station identification along the Houston Sports Network. $66,602 either standing or on the edge of their seat with 3:24 left to play in the national championship game. 60-57, Cougars in front by 3. Florida basketball coming out of the timeout. The Cougars will have Uzan, Cryer, Sharp, Roberts, and Francis, the 5 on the floor. As Hauk inbounds to Clayton,
yes.
Richard, Martin, and Condon on the floor as well. High post left elbow to Hauk. Hauk puts it on the bounce, sends it to Clayton. Good look, right wing 3 hits. Ties the game at 60. Cleanest look he's had all night.
Rich and Roberts let him have it.
60-60, 3:04 to play. Clayton has 11 second-half points. Uzan into the front court, off the slip screen with Cryer. Uzan defended by Martin. Uzan right sideline.
No.
Uzan picks up the dribble, sends it to Cryer at the logo. 13 to shoot. Cryer off the slip screen, left sideline. 10 to shoot. Cryer on the bounce to Francis. Handoff Cryer. Cryer off the screen. Gets switched up. 4 to shoot. Crossover. Cryer on the attack. The right hand layup misses. Cryer the tip. Cryer the putback tip.
Way to go.
62-60. 2.5 to play. Clayton into the front court. Clayton off the screen. Hard hedge. Pass to Houck. Houck driving right side of the lane. Spin move. Kicks it out left wing. 3 for Martin. Short. Weak side rebound. Grabbed by Martin. Putback block and a foul on Houston. Richard beat Uzan for the ball and got fouled. He'll shoot 2.
Why? Wow.
62-60, 2:18 to play. Foul called on Milos Uzan. That's his second.
Yes, wow.
2 free throws coming up for the 84% free throw shooter, Will Richard, who is a perfect 2 of 2 from the line.
Yeah, why?
Richard's first. Good. 62-61. Tugler will return for Francis. One more. Richard second. That's good. Roberts and Condon went to the ground, so it ties it up at 62. It's our 11th tie of the night. Inbound to Uzan. Uzan into the front court. Right of the logo. Uzan pass to Tugler between the rings. Hands it off to Cryer. Cryer off the screen. Top of the key. And a foul on Florida. Condon with the arm in the back of Roberts.
Oh, no.
So Condon picks up his 3rd foul. It's the 10th team foul. And Jawan Roberts will shoot 2 free throws. No, they're going to say it's Tugler. I think that was intentional. Florida likes to play the analytical game, and Tugler is only a 54% free throw shooter. I think they fouled on purpose.
I think so.
I thought it was on Roberts, but the shooter is Tugler. They're playing the analytics here. Tugler, the first of 2, is good. 63-62. One more for Tugler. 2:05 left. Houston by 1. Tugler second. Too strong, no good.
Oh.
Rebounded by Florida. It's a 1-point Cougar lead as we hit the 2-minute mark. Clayton into the front court. Left wing Houck. Handoff Clayton. The left wing 3. Too strong. Roberts the rebound for Houston. Outlet to Uzan. That was another good look for Clayton.
Yes.
Uzan into the front court with Houston leading by 1. Uzan left to the logo. Sends it to Tugler between the rings. Tugler hands it off. No, he didn't. He kept it. Cryer goes to the floor. Now to Uzan at the logo. 10 to shoot. Uzan wants to go to work. Uzan, a pull-up 3. It's blocked. It's blocked. Goes out of bounds. Last touch by Florida. Houston will have 4.3 to shoot.
Man.
Houston with 1 timeout left. Florida has 2. 1:28 to play in the game. Houston leads 63-62. And the Cougars have 4.3 to shoot. Uzan will inbound baseline right side. Blocked by Richard. Uzan looking to get it in. Finds Cryer. Cryer jabs, drives, steps into a 10-foot leaner. Too strong. No. Tugler the rebound. Tugler's having it ripped away. Ball's loose. Goes out of bounds. Last touch by Houston. They should review this. They are.
Yeah.
I mean, he grabbed the rebound, and everybody's ripping at the ball. So the officials are going to go to the monitor and review this.
Yes. That was terrible.
Cryer having a conversation with Oglesby.
Previous out of bounds is under review.
So the call was off of Houston. It was tough to tell on the live look we had. We'll see if we get a replay in-house. We have it on CBS 2, but it's a long delay. There's a baseline look. Ball was ripped out. Tugler, Condon fighting for it. Yeah, that's out on Tugler.
Yeah.
It's a good call.
Man, that's unreal.
Hit Tugler's hand as it went out of bounds.
That's unreal. That's unreal.
63-62, Houston by 1, 1:21 to play.
That's unreal.
Yeah, Tugler hit it with his left hand.
After reviewed, out-of-bounds call is confirmed. It'll be Florida's ball.
So Florida ball, Houston up 1, 63-62, 1:21 to play. Cryer thought he got fouled on the teardrop from the baseline.
Man, this is unreal.
So Florida ball. Hauk will inbound into the hands of Clayton. Clayton into the front court. Clayton right sideline. Clayton spinning. Clayton the cutter. It's Condon. Condon underneath. Condon the right hand. Too strong, no. Rebound loose. No, it's knocked to Uzan's hand. Uzan has it for Houston. Uzan has it for Houston. 1:05 to play. Houston leads by 1. Uzan into the front court for the Cougars. Uzan at the logo. Uzan, left wing, Cryer. Cryer wants to go baseline. Cryer to the hoop. Oh, he got fouled, no call. Ball pops free. Florida the loose ball. Over to Clayton. Clayton left wing, driving Martin to the hoop. Misses, but is fouled and will shoot two with 46.5 left to play. Martin, a good free throw shooter, will go to the line to shoot 2. Fouls on Tugler. He is fouled out. Francis will take his spot. 46.5 left, 63-62. Elijah Martin, a 76% free throw shooter, shoots 2.
Tugler is a scorer. Go back now. Go back.
Free throws for Martin. First of 2. Ties the game at 63. One more for Martin.
Man. Wow. Wow.
Martin second. Gives Florida the lead. 64-63. Florida's going to take a timeout with 46.5 seconds to play.
Wow.
Third lead change of the night. We've been tied 12 times, and Florida in front for the first time in the second half, 64-63. Georgia's going to set up their defense with that timeout. Cougars will have a chance to draw something up on the offensive end.
46 seconds. Man.
Last lead for Florida was the 15:37 mark of the first half when they led 8-6.
Yeah.
Florida's come all the way back to take a 1-point lead with 46.5 to go. Florida will have 1 timeout left. Houston will have 1 timeout left.
You know, Cryer is a scorer. You don't go in there trying to go into the big man's house. You gotta shoot the ball.
The Cougars will inbound. 94 feet away from their hoop, down by 1 with 46.5 to play.
Yes.
Cryer into Uzan. Uzan being defended by Martin into the front court. Left sideline, Sharp. Sharp to Roberts between the rings. Right wing, Cryer. Cryer to Uzan at the logo. 15 to shoot. Left sideline, Sharp. Sharp on the bounce. Sharp, right elbow. Sharp trying to drive inside. Had the ball knocked free. Bounces off of Sharp's knee and goes out of bounds off Houston.
Man.
They're going to review this, but it looked like a pretty good call.
Man, this is unreal. This is unreal.
So the officials will go to the monitor to take a look. But the call on the floors was that it was out of bounds. Looked that way live.
Previous out of bounds is under review.
So they'll look at this. 26.5 seconds to play.
I don't know why.
Houston trails by 1, 64-63.
Why?
The Cougars
off his knee.
Yeah, this should be a quick look. So the Cougars will try to turn up the heat defensively. If they don't get a quick steal, we'll have to look for a foul. Shot clock is turned off with 26 and a half to play. 64-63 Florida. Officials are still at the monitor taking a look. They might look at the time too.
Well,
so a long look at the replay. That doesn't roll off of Richard's hand. I don't think so.
After review, the out-of-bounds call is confirmed. The Florida ball. Game clock will be set to 26.6 seconds.
So 26-6. Florida will have the basketball. Cougars will set up some full court pressure here. You don't have Tugler, who's really good at defending the inbounds.
Yeah, that's true.
Because he is fouled out. Cougars took Cryer out of the game for defensive purposes. They don't want to pick up a foul either. He's picked up 3. And the Cougars will foul if they don't get a quick steal here. Clayton cannot run the baseline. Gets the basketball from the official. Looking to get it in. Still looking. Lobs it into Houck. Houck back to Clayton. Clayton lobs it ahead to Aberdeen. Aberdeen chases it down and is fouled by Uzan. The ball was in front of him. And Aberdeen had on a full sprint, had to get to it, or it was going to go out of bounds. Good play by Aberdeen. Aberdeen a perfect 2 of 2 for the line. In fact, every Gator on the floor hasn't missed a free throw. Aberdeen 71% on the year, 2 for 2 tonight. 19.7 to play, 64-63 Florida. Aberdeen the first of 2. In and out, no good. Misses the first. Cryer will check in for Wilson. 64-63, one more for Aberdeen. 19.7 to play. Aberdeen has the basketball. A dribble, a second dribble, and now his second free throw. It's good. 65-63. Sampson's going to take his final timeout. It's a full timeout. 2-point Florida lead, 19.7 to go. Florida still has 1 remaining. What do you draw up here, Big E?
Well, I'm sure Coach will come up with something, but I think you got to give the ball to Cryer. You got to at least try to get him to get a shot. You know, he's a 3-point player, and he also a 2-point shooter. But right now, I would go for the 2-point shooter and tie, go for the tie, and you win it in overtime.
See the Cougars draw up. Now they took the timeout right after the made free throw, so the Cougars will be inbounding from the baseline, 94 feet away. Florida likes to do the analytical thing, but I wouldn't imagine you foul here.
No.
I mean, there's no one really on the floor.
No.
But you want to foul. 65-63, Florida by 2, 19.7 to play.
Well, Roberts. You could foul Roberts.
Yeah, Clayton, Richard, Martin, Houck, and Condon, the 5 for Florida. Uzan, Cryer, Sharp, Roberts, Francis, the 5 for Houston. Florida's going to apply some full court man-to-man here. As Cryer looks to get it in and does to Uzan. Uzan hands it back to Cryer. Cryer across the timeline with 15 seconds. Cryer between the rings with 13. Cryer, right wing to Uzan with 9. Uzan off the screen, picks up the dribble to Cryer, right wing with 7. Cryer to Sharp. Sharp thought about the three, didn't put the ball. Francis Condon dives for it. He's going to hold on, and Florida wins. Sharp left his feet, couldn't touch the basketball again. Condon dove on it. Florida wins the national championship. 65-63 as the Florida Gators win the 2025 national title. Third national championship in program history. Congratulations to the Florida Gators. (65-63) the final score. We'll take a timeout, come back and wrap it up with our Cougar postgame show next. This is Cougar basketball from Learfield.
Show your Cougar pride on game day and every day with the TDECU UH debit card. We're celebrating 10 years of TDECU Stadium and a bright future ahead. Take advantage of exclusive member benefits at TDECU Stadium and no monthly fees. Just financial freedom to help you grow. Apply today at tdecu.org/UH. Insured by NCUA.
Progressive knows RV owners like to travel at a nice, relaxing pace.